and welcome to another exciting season of West Bloomfield Laker football. I'm Tyler Kieft alongside Matt Catoni on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Tonight, the Lakers kick off the 2024 campaign at home at the Swamp against the Chippewa Valley Big Reds. And Matt, it's an exciting time of the year. There's nothing quite like high school football in West Bloomfield.
Yeah, there's nothing better than really football season getting started. And what kicks that off better than high school football? It's the most bittersweet part of the last week of August. Yeah, it's the last week of summer, but football's here.
And it's a special night, too, tonight, family fun night. We'll have more on that as we go throughout the broadcast. But look, it's all about football here in West Bloomfield. We're excited to have our L-Boys back on the field. No better person to join us to talk about them than their head coach. We have the third member of our team, Kevin McIntosh, down on the field alongside our old head ball coach, Kevin.
Civic Center TV, it's Kevin McIntosh here with Coach Hilber's West Bloomfield Lakers varsity football game entering tonight against Chippewa Valley. What are the key strategies that you're emphasizing for your team tonight, Coach?
Anytime you're talking about high school football, it's just eliminate your mistakes, because I don't care how much you practice and go over this and that. You're talking about like 15, 16, 17-year-old kids at the end of the day, man. So we just hope that we're well-versed enough to be ourselves and not, get caught up in the emotion of a week one, like our first game, and just be clean.
With that being said, how do you balance the excitement of the players getting ready for the game mixed with the focus to stay ready and prepared?
Well, part of what I tell them is, like, we're okay with certain mistakes, right? The effort mistakes, where you're trying to go a million miles an hour, giving like your best effort, and if you make a mistake in that element, that's one thing. But it's it's like the dead ball penalties, the little mental mistakes either before or after a play that you really can't have, because they'll kill you in a game. So, hopefully that kind of like lets them know, like, you go out here, do what you're coached to do it as fast, as hard as you can. Like, we're going to be okay.
When we're going into the game tonight, how important is it to set the tone early in the first quarter?
Oh, it's everything. It's the first quarter of like the season, obviously. So hopefully it sets the tone more than just for today, but for next week and every week beyond.
Last question, Coach. How do you plan to manage the strengths that Chippewa Valley will be bringing tonight?
Well, they're pretty athletic. They got some guys that can really run. They got, they can put athletes all over the field. But we think we got some guys too that we hope can at least slow their best players down. We were, lucky enough to play them in a really close game last year and got a taste of what some of their kids can do. So, we just hope we put our guys in the right spot and just trust them to do what they do.
Best question, Coach. How do you think this new scoreboard is going to impact the game tonight?
I just hope it brings some excitement to the fans and to the kids, and it's a pretty cool thing for the whole community to have everybody out here, and it couldn't imagine a better kickoff for the year.
Once again, Coach Hilber's West Bloomfield Lakers varsity football kicking off tonight against Chippewa Valley. Thank you again.
And just like that, the L-Boys are out on the field, getting in game mode and ready for a big matchup tonight, once again against the Chippewa Valley Big Reds to start off this season. Matt, this is going to be a really good matchup because these two teams, similar records last season, and they're coming in with similar expectations, a little bit of youth, but still plenty of experience.
Yeah, and like Coach Hilber said, this is a phenomenal way to start off the season. Yeah, it's a phenomenal test, and it's also a great test to see where you stand, not just against your own division like they normally would, but the rest of the state, as Chippewa, year in, year out, is one of the best teams in the state.
Yeah, it's going to be a special night here at West Bloomfield High School, too. Not often do we start off the regular season with family fun night. Usually it's a few weeks into the season, but Matt, this is a unique season for West Bloomfield. The OAA only giving them 3 home games throughout this season, and so they're going to have a limited number of times to play at home. They're going to have to take advantage of that home field advantage.
Yeah, and I'm guessing if Coach Hilbers could have picked one home game to have today or have this season, it would be today. New quarterback, kind of some new philosophical changes on offense. I'm guessing to see first game of the season, big opponent. I'm expecting them to kind of acclimate the quarterback in, ease them into it, and hopefully that home field advantage gets them the win today.
Yeah, a lot of new faces we're going to see on the field out there this season. You see many of them on your screen as we speak right now on Civic Center TV. We'll talk about them right here on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM in just a moment as these Lakers get warmed up for the season. Matt, what are you looking to see from them early on in the season? Because they're coming off of 2023 that was quite prolific. Big answer here for them in 2024.
Yeah, it's a lot like Coach Hilber said. Don't get too high, don't get too low. don't try to force that energy, force everything. Like, don't feel too pressured to repeat what you had last year. Play within yourselves. Just really don't try to make mistakes trying to get back to where you got last year.
As you see on your screen, Jonathan Edison on the right, going to be one of the key players this season. Omar Mirtar also on the left getting warmed up. Some of the key guys we're going to see making impact plays for the Lakers all throughout the game. Also, that new and improved front seven on the defensive side. Those D linemen up front. You see Tank Pittman over there. You see Jeremiah Benson over there. Getting those young guys warmed up. It's a youth movement on defense for these Lakers.
Yeah, and another thing to keep an eye on is Coach Hilber's mentioning it. The strength of this team is the trenches. They are going to be a physical team this fall, and expect that defensive front to really set the tone in a lot of games.
Still, for these Lakers, plenty of playmakers coming back in 2024, and a lot of those playmakers going to be some new faces. Also, in particular, the Lakers quarterback going to be a key player in 2024. Bo Jackson is his name. A familiar name in football, but in West Bloomfield, he's going to be one of the two quarterbacks in 2024. Transferred in from Novi Detroit Catholic Central, where he spent the last 2 seasons as their starter. Quite experienced too. Had a 1,000+ yard passing season in 2022. Followed that up with about 750 yards passing in 2023. And man, you're following up a guy like Rick Nance. You got big shoes to fill, but they got one heck of a quarterback to do that.
Yeah, and you mentioned it's tough filling Rick Nance's shoes, but he's certainly in the position to do so. He's got Elijah Durham first and foremost to really help him just step in and produce right away, and it's going to be interesting to see how he steps in and fills Rick Nance's shoes.
Yeah, that Elijah Durham is a heck of a player himself. Last season for the Lakers, led the team in receiving yards, 1,124 of those bad boys. That is the second best all-time single season in Laker history, just 16 yards behind the record. Also pulled in 11 touchdowns, putting him firmly at 5th all-time for a career at West Bloomfield High School. You want weapons as a quarterback. What better team to be on for Bo Jackson coming into his senior year than this Lakers squad?
Yeah, last year we saw them certainly light up the scoreboard a lot of times. It's going to be interesting to see, another offseason, training, working together, getting some chemistry. It's going to be interesting to see how they come out and build upon the success that they had last year.
It really is. And Matt, we saw late in the season, look, you always had the stars. You had Rick Nance. You had Cam Flowers. You had Elijah Durham. You had Brandon Davis swaying on the defensive side, making plays, Shamir Benjamin. But it was those younger guys, those up-and-comers that really were impact players in the playoffs. The number one guy I think of in that scenario is Jaden Allos in the big Lakers 7. Jaden Allos had such a prolific postseason for the Lakers, coming up big against Rochester Adams, against Ike in the interception department, had a pick 6 against Rochester Adams. He's going to be a big-time player for the L Boys in 2024.
Yeah, really, you mentioned it wasn't just one side of the ball that you saw him making an impact in the postseason. It was both sides of the ball. Just really a selfless player, and it's going to be interesting to see how he comes back this year and just really establishes himself in the OAA.
Laker football live all season long on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. But you don't have to be in front of your TV. You don't have to be listening on the radio in your car as you're commuting around under these Friday night lights all season long. You can also find us all across our social media. Facebook at Civic Center TV 15, YouTube at Civic Center TV, and of course we're always on the Facebook page, and welcome those watching us tonight on the Facebook page of the West Bloomfield School District as it's Family Fun Night in West Bloomfield. And Matt, I was over there earlier on. So many activities at the high school, celebrating our veterans, celebrating our first responders. Look, football players are looked at as heroes, but these are the guys that really are making this possible for us every single day.
Yeah, everyone always talks about how great high school football is, and a main part of that is how big of an aspect it is with the community. A lot of the community comes together to really celebrate the kids and celebrate the sport itself. So tonight's, one of those nights to give back and celebrate the community itself, and it's nice to see.
Something that was established 13 years ago by a few different people, Nancy Cooper, Julie Beatty, and then Principal Pat Watson here at West Bloomfield High School. And it was meant to do that. build that Friday Night Lights community, build a little bit of a sense of coming together, that small town feel for the football season. And no better environment than that than West Bloomfield High School. As we see the captains on the field with the coin toss going on as we speak, and we saw the band on the field too. Football really does bring the community together, Matt. And the coin flip decided West Bloomfield will start defending on the left side, Chippewa Valley on the right side as they come together, give each other that ceremonial fist bump before competition here at West Bloomfield High School. And Matt, we talked a lot about the West Bloomfield Lakers weapons, plenty of weapons on the Chippewa Valley side, including that blue chip recruit in Deshaun Lanier, who had a big game last year at the Zenith Prep Kickoff Classic against the Lakers.
Yeah, and first-year head coach, this was one of the players that he's mentioned in your conversation with him almost immediately, that he is someone that they are going to lean on, and that he is someone this offseason that just developed tremendously as a leader, really stepped up and took that leadership role in the team and really just setting the tone for the entire team.
Yeah, something that Coach Terry Wilson in his first season at the helm as head coach at Chippewa Valley emphasized is that Deshaun Lanier has taken that next step as a leader for the Big Reds, bringing up those young guys, emphasizing working hard and when you're lifting weights, when you're in the film room, doing the little things that you need to do well. And that has a big impact on players as they're developing in a young team like the Big Reds.
Yeah, and especially when you have a quarterback coming in now, it's not necessarily easy for a new face to come in, take that leadership role. Deshaun Lanier just assuming that leadership role takes a lot of pressure off of a quarterback coming in and trying to fill shoes himself.
The Lakers taking on the Chippewa Valley Big Reds. We're about 20 minutes from kickoff, maybe 10, 15 minutes from the Family Fun Night festivities. We'll see our first responders, our police, fire, military, and EMS as part of the color guard tonight at midfield in just a little while. It's Family Fun Night here at West Bloomfield High School as the Lakers take on the Chippewa Valley Big Reds. And look, so many similarities between these two teams, Matt. We talked about those star players coming back in Lanier and Durham. Those quarterbacks also all new on this field for both these teams. For the Chippewa Valley Big Reds, it is Jordan Alston.
Yeah, I mean, and really, he mentioned how, or in your conversation with him, Coach Wilson mentioned how he just sort of brings a calmness to the offense, that he just sort of really mellows everyone out, and that it just allows them to operate at the level that he wants them to.
Yeah, coming in from St. Clair Shores, this is a quarterback that has been lauded as being calm in the pocket, making good decisions, and again, like he said about, Coach Wilson said about Deshaun Lanier, lifting up those young guys, bringing the calmness down, bringing that tension down a little bit.
Yeah, and really that's huge in games like this, and we saw last year how important it is to have a quarterback really level the offense out, keep things moving, and in those crucial situations, make plays himself if he has to, like we saw Rick Nance have to.
It's not all defense, though, for the Chippewa offense, though, for the Chippewa Valley Big Reds. Their defense going to be incredibly tough to beat this season as well. They're deep in the trenches on that side, and their linebacker core also fantastic. Donnie Deagle coming back this season, one of those key players too.
Yeah, Deagle was someone that flashed that entire game last year, seemingly in on every tackle, and it's just going to be interesting to see how the West Bloomfield offense tries to, account for that while also accounting for their quarterback's first game in a West Bloomfield uniform.
Yeah, Donnie Deagle being lauded by state champs as a player that is really tough to beat. Sorry, the D zone, lauding him as a player that's really tough to beat on the defensive side because he's so intense. 92 tackles in 2023. You do something like that, you're in a pretty good spot statistically coming into the season. He's got tons of experience. He started all 12 games for the Big Reds in 2023. Picked up all MAC honors out of the MAC Red last night. And that's something we want to talk about too, Matt, because it's the OAA Red Division tonight out of conference against the MAC Red. This is something we're seeing become common in the college game, but even more common at the high school level, these non-conference games being extreme challenges even for those teams at the top of the food chain.
Yeah, and it's also really tremendously helpful for the entire team because it shows you kind of where you rank in the state and gives you kind of that playoff atmosphere before ultimately having to play in the playoffs in November. And Chippewa is really one of the best tests that you can get, who, once again, I know him from playing going to high school in the MAC myself. year in and year out, they're one of the best programs, and that's going back decades.
Yeah, historic pedigree at Chippewa Valley. More recent pedigree here at West Bloomfield High School under Ron Bellamy, their longtime head coach, under then Tyrese Grice following up the state championship, and now Zach Hilbers in his second season at the helm. And it's going to be an exciting game of football tonight. We'll have all of it for you right here on Civic Center TV and on 89.3 Lakes FM. We also want to remind you again, it is Family Fun Night at West Bloomfield High School, as we are recognizing our first responders and our military. We'll see them at midfield for the pregame ceremonies in just about 10 minutes here. And this is really a special night for them too, and for everyone at West Bloomfield High School, because it's not only a welcome back for the football team, it's a welcome back for the entire community here in West Bloomfield.
Yeah, it's almost like a big picnic. It's a big party. The community comes together, celebrates everything that, they're able to do together as a community, everything that they do for one another, and it's just beautiful to see.
We'll have plenty more coming up to talk about between these Lakers and the Chippewa Valley Big Reds, and more coverage of this opening game for the Lakers in 2024. We'll take a break and come back with more of your Laker pregame show on Civic Center TV and on 89.3 Lakes FM.
Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Follow us on Twitter at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Follow us on Twitter.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper. Last week...
Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Find us on Instagram at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Welcome back to live coverage of West Bloomfield Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Kieft alongside Matt Catoni as we see the Chippewa Valley Big Reds make their way along the back sideline of West Bloomfield High School's Lakers Stadium. They make their way to their sideline. Going to be an exciting matchup tonight for the Lakers at West Bloomfield High School.
Yeah, and it's really going to be interesting, like we've talked about, seeing how these two quarterbacks step in and just try and fill the role of being at a new school, and just trying to see whether or not they try and just let the game come to them, or if they go out there and try and force plays.
And here's what it is all about: our police, our fire, our EMS, and our military on Family Fun Night. A unique situation here at West Bloomfield High School. Normally, that's a few weeks into the season, but limited home games in 2023, so we're kicking it off with a bang at West Bloomfield High School. It's been a couple hours of fun in the parking lot where we got to know our people of service in greater West Bloomfield, and that is really what the community is all about here in West Bloomfield, Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, and Orchard Lake. So many different organizations of service, and then we, of course, recognize those that keep us safe locally and abroad all throughout the year.
Yeah, like we said, how often is this team recognized for what they do, and how much the community just envelopes them with love and just everything that they've accomplished. It's just one of those weeks where the school has come together to, reciprocate that appreciation that the community has given to them and all that the people do for the school and the people that attended it.
It's going to be a very exciting season for the West Bloomfield Lakers, but they got a lot of questions to answer from last year. Lost a lot of players on both sides of the ball, a lot of experience. We'll see them come through in just a minute here. But they're going to have to come back and start off with a bang tonight, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Very big youth movement for these Lakers.
Yeah, especially in the secondary, we're going to see a lot of youth. So that's going to be, I'm going to wonder if that's going to impact the offensive philosophy. We're going to see them lean more on that run game today with a young defense, new quarterback, It's going to be interesting to see if they lean on that strength in the offensive line.
The benefit for these Lakers, they are strong in the trenches on both sides of the ball, Matt, and that's really what, if you got to find a consolation as a head coach or an assistant coach, the line is where you find that when you got talent.
Yeah, Hilber said himself, if you ask any coach if they could pick the strength of their team, they're almost always going to say the trenches. It's the strength of this Lakers team. They're going to run the ball. They're going to do whatever they can to stop the run and try and make you one-dimensional. And that's what I hope to see them accomplish today.
West Bloomfield Lakers will be on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM all throughout the season. We'll do our best to keep our coverage with you each and every week as we travel all throughout the OAA. Next week it'll be in Birmingham against Birmingham Groves. Then a second game of that road trip in the OAA Red as we kick off divisional play with Rochester Adams before we come back for homecoming night. Every single Laker game this season is a big occasion.
Yeah, I mean, when you, like you said, so few home games, it makes them all the more meaningful, especially today. Getting one today just really would start the season off with a bang and just really make the environment tonight all that much better.
Nowhere for these Lakers to hide in 2024. Their opponents this season in 2023, 69% of their games ended in the win column. That includes a 9-3 Chippewa Valley team. And this is kind of that benefit and that drawback for the Lakers in 2024. You win a lot of these games, you're going to be in great position come playoff time, but it ain't going to be easy from the jump.
Yeah, but again, like Ric Flair used to say, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And that's what the West Bloomfield Lakers are going to try to do week in and week out this year.
And the Chippewa Valley Big Reds making their way out onto the field. They're faithful in the stands across the way at West Bloomfield High School. And here they are, the 9-3 playoff team out of Clinton Township in the MAC Red. The defending champions over there come into swamp territory in West Bloomfield to go up against the 10-3 West Bloomfield Lakers, looking to begin another new era of success at West Bloomfield High School. The excitement, you can now feel it as those players take the field.
Yeah, it just keeps on inching closer and closer and closer. Soon we'll have the national anthem coming up shortly, and it's just going to be phenomenal to see what just happens and transpires this season.
We see our heroes march on the field from our police, our fire, and our military honor guard. And here come the L-Boys! This season's underway! Through the tunnel comes the OAA juggernaut West Bloomfield Lakers. Go Lakers on the blow-up entry. The kids coming in their West Bloomfield gear, and we are ready for football here in West Bloomfield. But before we get to football, we have to do what we are all here to do tonight on Family Fun Night. We're going to honor our troops. We're going to honor our police, our fire, our military, our EMS, and recently, since the pandemic, a big emphasis on our medical staff as well. We know that we have so many heroes in our community, and they mean so much to Greater West Bloomfield.
Yeah, really, anyone in the community that provides a service that doesn't benefit themselves first, doctors, nurses, dentists, teachers, anyone, that's really what tonight's about, reciprocating that and thanking them for all that they do for the community.
One of the great traditions at West Bloomfield High School is the players remove their helmets, people remove their hats in the stands, and we get ready to honor our nation with the national anthem. And we have so much talent at West Bloomfield High School. It goes beyond the football team. The Laker Express will perform the national anthem, and they win awards all the time, too. They go travel all throughout the state, and now it's a new era for them, too, as Cheryl Houck, their longtime choral director at West Bloomfield High School, retiring. And Matt, a new era for the Lakers, a new era for West Bloomfield High School in many ways. Football mirrors life.
Yeah, and two noticeable things that you notice right there, too, for the Lakers Express. No football pads, as they lost two football members that were also a part of the Lakers Express.
Yeah, a big tradition here in West Bloomfield, too. This Laker team, multifaceted individuals. We'll tell you plenty more about them as we get throughout the game in 2024. Just a few minutes away as these players locked in before this game. I walked by them a little bit earlier on as I left the stadium to go up to the booth tonight, Matt, and all just straightforward in the zone. All these guys have wanted to do since November at Troy High School when that clock struck 0 was play football.
Yeah, a lot of people consider the first day of hitting Christmas Day.
Yeah.
This is another type of Christmas Day scenario. First game of the season. You've been waiting on this day ever since the last game of the season. And now anticipation is finally here.
As we now honor our nation, the singing of the national anthem. We'll do that here in just a moment. The Laker Express just singing their hearts out to begin and help our audience get ready. Here they are with the Star Spangled Banner. As the sun shines on the Laker Express and over to the swamp at West Bloomfield High School. We move on from Family Fun Night and we move to West Bloomfield Laker football. The Lakers and the Chippewa Valley Big Reds about to kick off. We'll put 48 minutes on the clock of great football here at West Bloomfield High School. Now you see the crowd on their feet. You see our military, we see our color guard leaving the field. Now this is what it's all about, Matt. All eyes on the great game of football.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting, too. We've mentioned how the trenches are the focal point of this team, how they come out, starting off on defense, how that defensive line comes out and sets the tone for this team.
The Chippewa Valley Big Reds getting ready on their sideline. You see Deshaun Lanier in the red number 2 for them. That's going to be the player to focus on tonight as they make their way onto the field for the kickoff. Terry Wilson, in his first season at the helm, will be their head coach on the sideline. Their offensive coordinator, Andy Denreiter, defensive coordinator for the Chippewa Valley Big Reds is Don Priest. The Lakers on the other side, second-year head coach Zach Hilbers. Offensive coordinator Ken Rise back again in 2024. A new defensive coordinator for the Lakers is Ron Jones. As the Lakers will kick the ball off to the Big Reds to begin this game. It is the senior kicker, Justin Ward, who long pedigree here at West Bloomfield High School. His brother Jake, also the kicker for this team. So we'll put 48 minutes on the clock at West Bloomfield High School. The whistle blows, and we are getting underway. Here we go. High school football is back at West Bloomfield High School. Kickoff lands at the 15, recovered up to the 20, to the 25, going backwards and stuffed. But they're going to get a late push. The Big Red's going to start in great territory in center field at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, something Coach Wilson mentioned earlier was getting helmets to the ball, team flying to the football. That was something we just saw right there on kickoff by the Lakers. Looked like there was a slight crease there for a minute, but then the Lakers just swarmed around him.
Deshaun Lanier with the 15-yard kickoff return to kick off the season for Chippewa Valley. Back there to take the kickoffs with his teammate and fellow wide receiver Eric Thomas. As we see this offense come on the field, average 37 points almost, thereabouts in 2023 per game, and about 37 on the road. First down snap, and it's a handoff right up the gut to the 35, back up and down. And Caleb Folks has that ball off first for Chippewa Valley, a guy that Coach Wilson's looking to step up in 2024.
Yeah, he really mentioned how that was someone that he expects to take a big step forward this season, and right there you saw a very phenomenal first down carry, just really keeping that offense on schedule.
Yeah, taking those blocks against this tough D line and moving through them, get every yard you can, the 2nd and 5. Alston outside, picked off! That one's going home! Touchdown, WB! It is a pick 6 for Chops Pittman.
We mentioned earlier that young secondary, what are they going to do? First game of the season, they come out and set the tone right away instead of the defensive line with a pick 6.
Corey Pittman coming up from the JV team right away, making an impact. I'm here. This is my defense now.
We also mentioned these new quarterbacks coming in, not necessarily forcing anything to put the team behind. Right there, look, tight window throw, picked off, and now you're down behind 6-0.
And now here comes Justin Ward back on the field much earlier than he probably thought he'd be out here tonight for this Lakers special team. It's a guy that last season, dead on accurate, 88.6% of these extra points going through the uprights. The snap, the hold, the kick, and the points. Just like that, Lakers 7, Chippewa Valley 0. It's Laker football on Civic Center TV as Lakers make a big impact on that first drive, Matt, and set the tone on the defensive side. This young defense coming out hot.
Yeah, they go to the play action after getting the good first down carry, but no dice by the defense right there, not biting. Jumps the route, takes it to the crib, and just a phenomenal tone setter right there for the secondary.
For Andy Denreiter, for Coach Jordan Alston and this Chippewa Valley Big Reds team, this is where you see a lot of what they talked about these offensive leaders in the offseason doing for these guys. Got to calm them down, got to keep them in that one drive at a time mindset and have that short-term memory as the Lakers got out early, popped them, and have an early 7-0 lead, 11:42 left in this first period. West Bloomfield with the early lead 7-0 over Chippewa Valley as Justin Ward comes back out on the field for the second kickoff in less than 30 seconds.
And it's going to be interesting to see how Chippewa Valley comes back out here now. Do they just instantly lean right back on that run after that 7-yard carry, or do they allow their quarterback to come back out here and try and atone for that mistake?
The Ward kickoff from the middle on the 40-yard line. It's a short kick, going to land about the 33-yard line, bounce into the hands of Chippewa Valley, recovered. He'll get up to about the 34-yard line, and there's a scrum, and on the ground. Again, good starting field position for Chippewa Valley as on that kick return, this time it was Jadane Francis.
Yeah, and kind of a wobbler on the kickoff, and good enough job to make sure that he recovers that cleanly, and then an even better job on the return to set the offense up in good position.
Not uncommon to see a kickoff like that at the high school level in the state of Michigan, something we've seen build over the last few years because it does exactly as you said. It makes you have to be precise with catching that football, and oftentimes it does not happen at this level. As the second drive begins, different quarterback Caleb Folks in at the Wildcat. High snap, handoff, Deagle up the gut. He'll get a couple yards up to about the 37-yard line.
Not necessarily the carry that they had on the first round last drive, but still a good enough carry to where you could run it again, set yourself up with a 3rd and medium.
They give him 1 yard on that, 2nd down and 9 with 11:20 to go in the first period. Chippewa Valley 0, West Bloomfield 7. Folks again in at the quarterback. In the shotgun with Deagle, high snap, rolls out to his right side, off to the 35, sideline at the 40, up to the 45-yard line and out of bounds. We'll see where they mark that, but likely those chains going to get moving.
Yeah. As we mentioned right at the start of the game, Coach Wilson mentioned that Folks was one of the players that he expected to take a step up this year and really establish himself as a great player and leader for this team. We're seeing that right now. Turnover to start the game, and he's leaning right into the Wildcat.
A few yards shy of the line to gain as he gets out of bounds. Would have had that with the block from Carrier. D-line jumps, knew it right away. That's going to move him forward 5 yards. Officials talking this one over. You saw on the defensive line, a little bit of kicking himself there for Jeremiah Benson. Looked like he jumped on that. As you see Coach Hilbers on the sideline really emphasizing discipline for this young defense. As Chippewa Valley makes their way back into their offense again in the shotgun. Caleb Folks to his immediate left. On the strong side is Donnie Deagle, twins out to the left. Snap, Folks up the gut, gonna take it past the 50, down to the 45. The big fella gets the first.
Yeah, Folks is already showing out to start this game. Really just living up to the hype that Wilson was giving him leading up to this week and just showing that this is a player that they are going to lean on.
Maybe that's the choice for the change in the quarterback. More active player in the backfield and some size, 6 foot, 198, and very athletic. First down and 10 for Chippewa Valley with 9:53 to go in the first quarter at the Laker 45. Single man out to the right, snap to Folks. got a pocket, looking left, got a pass up to the 35-yard line, spinning and going down. That received by Ashawn Adams.
Yeah, with how he's been running the ball, making that play action all the more effective right there, and just a phenomenal job stepping back and delivering a strike just to pick up the change once again.
He got that ball up to Eric Thomas, the 5'7" senior. Going to be a little bit in there at running back too. One of those versatile talents for Chippewa Valley you'll see in multiple positions. 9:20 to go in the first quarter, 7-0 game for West Bloomfield. The handoff to Deagle outside, pushing up toward the 30. He'll go down at the 31 as Chops Pittman was there to take him down.
Yeah, just a phenomenal play there. Once again, stuffing him at the line of scrimmage, setting that offense behind schedule, and going back to that last play, an even more phenomenal tackle by Shakespeare to ensure that that play didn't go even further downfield and put them inside the red zone.
Ball is placed at the 31-yard line, going to be 2nd down and 8 for Chippewa Valley. Got to get up to the 24-yard line for the first. Out of the gun. Folks going to take it to the right. Getting chased toward the sideline. Up top, picked off again. Onto the sideline go the Lakers and out of bounds at the 45-yard line thereabouts. Once again, it's going back to the elbows.
See that? Yeah, I think that is that's Shakespeare once again, just making a play over the middle of the field, saying that it doesn't matter who you have in at quarterback today. This young Lakers secondary is going to make plays.
Shakespeare lauded as a quarterback, went out of bounds there at the 44, but he's done a lot of work this offseason as a safety in the secondary for the Lakers, and that's going to be where we see him probably make so many plays this season. So now here comes this Laker offense, this new-look Laker offense for the first time this season. In the shotgun, Bo Jackson for the Lakers. A 2 split out to the right side. Man in motion, snapping the handoff right up the gut, shifting up to the 45-yard line, and prancing forward to the 49-yard line. The Lakers going to get close to midfield.
Stoppage of play right there. Deshaun Lanier's helmet came out, so he's going to have to come out for the next play. But Lakers leaning right into that running game and just exactly what they're going to want to do starting off to this early lead.
For the first time this season, we see Josh Tate get the football. Didn't get a ton of touches last year with a lot of weapons on this team, but looking to be an impact player in 2024. The 2nd down shotgun snap, handoff, looks like it's Flowers up to the 45-yard line on the opposite side. He'll get the 1st down as he gets up to the 44.
Yeah, and again, just really matriculating that ball downfield, 5-6 yard carries each time, and it will be a very easy night for the Lakers.
About 8 minutes left in this first quarter at West Bloomfield High School. The Lakers 7, Chippewa Valley 0, as you saw Cam Flowers get his first rush of the season. 588 yards on the ground for the Lakers in 2023. 1st down shotgun snap, up the gut again. Here goes Cam Flowers out to the 35. Barreling forward on that, actually, it is Josh Tate again.
Yeah, really just looking to establish himself as the lead back of this team, and just a phenomenal job right there. Kind of almost Le'Veon Bell-esque, waiting for that hole to develop and just hitting the jump cut through it, and just a phenomenal job right there moving the sticks.
6-foot running back, 195 pounds in the senior season for the Lakers. It is 2nd and short for the boys. Low snap, bouncing down to the 50-yard line. He's got to just get right on top of it. Huge loss for the Lakers as Bo Jackson's back at midfield.
Yeah, Bo Jackson doing the smart thing right there and just falling on it. He looked like he was going to try and pick it up and make a play at first. Recognizing the situation, just jumps on it and lives to see another down.
Ball in the knee down on the 49-yard line. It's going to set the Lakers back quite a while. 3rd and long now for West Bloomfield, back toward the midfield line. They're still in plus territory for Bo Jackson and company. As they flip sides of the field, you're going to have Cam Flowers in the slot, Elijah Durham wide right on the weak side. 6:50 to go in the first quarter. Lakers up 7. Jackson in the pocket getting chased. Out to the 50. He goes down at about the 47-yard line for 4th down.
Just Chippewa Valley not really giving West Bloomfield the opportunity to get downfield right there. Just really saying, we're going to play at the sticks and not let you beat us deep. We're going to make the tackle if we have to.
This Laker offense prolific in 2023. With so many weapons on the field, they averaged 217 yards in the air tonight. Really been relying on the ground game thus far, as we're about midway through the first period here at West Bloomfield High School. Lakers will elect to punt on 4th down. Hopefully pin Chippewa Valley deep in their own territory. There it goes, a booming kick going way back and toward the sideline. This time, Chippewa Valley not going to have as favorable territory.
Yeah, and again, we mentioned before the game, Alos, just how phenomenal he is on offense and defense. He also does a good job of helping the Lakers on special teams with his ability as a punter.
I want to remind you, we'll be with you all throughout the season here on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM for Laker football. You can always follow along on civiccentertv.com/Lakersports. Full season schedule. We'll have This Week in Laker Football there for you, and any other updates on the L-Boys all season long as we look at the marching band back in action. Their season opener too. Hard at work practicing all summer long in the parking lot at West Bloomfield High School. Their time to shine tonight. So Chippewa Valley will have their 3rd offensive possession, 2 of those beginning with interceptions with 6:01 to go in the first quarter. Quick handoff up to the 35, the line of scrimmage, and stuffed. 2 of those big D linemen up front there. It's a linebacker in Jaden Alos and a D-line's new featured tackle in Jeremiah Benson.
Yep, Folk's still in at quarterback, and they opt to hand it off once again. It's going to be interesting to see now how this Lakers defense just turns on the attack mode now that it's going to kind of seem like this Chippewa Valley team's going to be afraid to pass.
And we know that the secondary's on its game right now. Now we're going to see that front 7. That's expected to be the core for the Lakers. 2nd down and 10 after the no-gainer. Chippewa Valley Folks up the gut, going backwards. Taken down at the 38-yard line, a loss of 2 on the quarterback sack and a lost helmet in the process. Again, it's Jeremiah Benson.
It looked like he just gave up, or it actually looks like it was a draw maybe, or he just gave up on the pass right away, but a phenomenal job of just not falling for it and just attacking the ball carrier. Now we're set up with a 3rd and long right here.
Benson, a junior for this Lakers D-line, but in a leadership position. Down the depth chart as a sophomore for West Bloomfield. He has high expectations for this D-line in 2024 and is leading by example as Lakers are up 7-0 over Chippewa Valley with 5:05 and ticking in the first period. 3rd and long snap. Alston back in, going toward the sideline low. Does he have it at the 45? Tough to see there over the Laker bench, all on their feet, cheering their team on. We're not going to see the offense continue forward. That is incomplete on the sideline. 4th down. Now we'll see Chippewa Valley's punt team come out.
Not necessarily the worst throw right there. Sort of a throw where it's either your your receiver comes back and gets the ball, or it's incomplete, just giving the defender no chance at it. But looked pretty open right there for this 1st down at the sticks.
Quality start for the Lakers. 3 drives for Chippewa Valley's offense. 3 stops, 2 interceptions, and a 3-and-out. High punt is muffed. And now here comes Chippewa Valley. He's on his horse, tripped up, and now, just like that, a punt turns into big-time fortune for the Big Reds.
We mentioned how hard it can be to field those wobbly kicks on kickoff sometimes. Same thing applies to those high kickoffs on days like today. It goes down to slide as he catches it and just pops right off his chest.
And just like that, Chippewa Valley in the red zone for the first time this season. A huge draw for them. They get down to the 24-yard line. Ultimately, that's where the ball was recovered. And ultimately, we saw Chippewa Valley continue pursuing toward deep in Laker territory, but ultimately, they said he was down in that position. The Laker defense is on the field. No change of possession at the end of that call. It is as stands, but no advance forward progress. That being said, never a good sign when your opponent begins in your red zone.
The last thing you want for a team that's already struggling is to give them some life with a play like that.
Folks back in the quarterback for Chippewa Valley. High snap, going to roll out to his left side, to the 25, up to the 20, down toward the 15, out of bounds at the 16, and there he goes for a big gain.
Yeah, and the main thing that muff punt allows for them to do is just to lean right on that run game now that you're in the red zone.
Flag on the field at the sideline as Folks goes out of bounds shortly after, right in the territory of Zach Hilber's possibly a late hit as he was bowled to the ground after he was out of play. Could have just been natural progression of the tackle, but that's getting the whistle there. So that's going to advance Chippewa Valley more than likely, unless it was some extracurricular activity vocally on the sideline.
Oh, it's on, folks. Whoa. Maybe he was looking for the call.
Yeah, instead, a penalty on the offensive side will set Chippewa Valley back, so better fortune for the West Bloomfield Lakers there, as that would have been a big play for Caleb Foltz, a first down and more, and marching toward the Laker 10. Instead, Chippewa Valley's going to be at the Laker 32-yard line as they continue this drive. 7-0 Laker lead, 4:42 to go in the first quarter. Alston back in at quarterback in the gun. Got a pocket, looking down the field. He's going to roll out right. Now he's getting chased. Has to throw that ball away toward Donnie Deagle. He had a ton of time there, but just nothing getting open. That secondary's been locked down.
Yeah, and really a lot of the pressure that they've been able to get on the quarterback on these plays have been due to the coverage. And it just, you're really seeing a young, hungry secondary out there today for the Lakers.
So Chippewa Valley incomplete again. They haven't really been able to get that passing game involved yet. Neither of these teams electing to go for it just yet. Want to establish the run. Want to test out that defensive front. 4:35 to go in the first quarter, 7-0 Laker lead. The shotgun snap to Alston, pitch out right to Folks. He'll get up to the 30-yard line and goes down just shy, the 31.5-yard line thereabouts for Chippewa Valley.
Yeah, and again, that penalty just a killer for Chippewa Valley right there. They got what they wanted with that. They were able to lean on that run game like Wilson said he would like to. And then with the penalty, they pushed themselves out of field goal range, maybe, and definitely out of, or forced themselves to pass.
It's about 4th and 6 for Chippewa Valley in Laker territory, but it looks like they got their protection coverage out there. They're going to attempt a field goal. And they got the kind of talent to do it. Giuliano Haddad is their kicker. 54 for 55 on PATs, 10 for 11 on field goals. This one is up. It's a boomer. Does he have it? He does not. Had the distance, but just outside the uprights, and the Lakers come out with a sigh after what could have been disaster.
Really a costly penalty right there for Folks. You heard Wilson mention how he was a key leader for this team. Just a costly penalty right there, and just really something you can't have from the leader.
Yeah, that one over 40 yards for Giuliano Haddad. All MAC honorable mention in 2023. He can make those kicks. You saw it. He had the power on that. It's a tough kick, too. You're so far down there. You're on the far right hash. You don't have a lot of territory. You got to kick it to the left and get the distance on it, but not push that football. So now the Lakers will start at their 20-yard line. Shotgun snap, pocket, and some space outside, but not going to see anything there. A whistle blows with 3:43 to go in the first. Stoppage of play as it's going to be a penalty on the Lakers. They'll move back 5 yards, a false start, a little jump just before that ball was snapped. It was subtle, but it was right there, Matt. So it'll now be 1st and 15 after the penalty for the Lakers, up 7 early at home as we kick off this season. Talking over the play with the sideline, Bo Jackson getting his personnel in place. We'll see some substitutions coming in for West Bloomfield. Vegas Shea will be in at the running back. Another transfer for West Bloomfield from Brother Rice. 1st and long, snap, handoff, back to the original line of scrimmage, breaks free, gets a couple yards, and goes down in the boundary.
Yeah, really just a phenomenal run right there to keep the legs going and get the sticks back to where they should be.
Again, that's Josh Tate on the handoff. Boy, has he been a bulldog so far tonight. Getting that shoulder down. Look at that. Keeps those legs chopping. Stiff arms, Chippewa Valley. That's a tough matchup there with Cameron Smith. Gets a couple yards of positive territory. So now here are the Lakers way outside on the far left hash. Not a lot on that weak side. Shotgun snap, fakes the handoff, rolls out right. Jackson now going inside, tripped up. He'll get up to his 24-yard line before falling down.
Looked like they got him on the play action right there. That's really the best part about how effective of Josh Tate has been so far as a runner. Looks like he just trips up a little bit right there at the end, trying to switch directions, and just unfortunate.
Yeah, he had the space. He kind of just shifted back inside. Maybe he didn't want that one-on-one matchup on the strong side with guys like Deagle. Nonetheless, Lakers about 5 yards in positive territory in this particular part of their drive. Bo Jackson's gonna take the shotgun snap. Now he has the pocket. He's going way up the field and just outside the reach of Jalen Allis as he dove for that at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like Chippewa Valley sent the blitz right there. He has Allos over the middle of the field, but unfortunately they can't connect right there for the big gain.
Bo Jackson threw a laser beam there. Rick Nance was the guy that threw the long ball. A lot of air under it, but had the power. Bo Jackson's got that zip on the ball. If he finds someone and you run that route perfectly, he's going to get that right smack between the numbers. We're going to see a lot of those kind of big plays for the Lakers, and these wide receivers got to be ready for that on those 7 routes.
It didn't even really look like he put that much into it, and there was still some zip on that ball.
So that'll set up 4th down for the L Boys at their 25-yard line, their second punt of the evening. They'll give this ball back to Chippewa Valley. Great snap, and the kick is off. It looks beautiful from Jaden Allos. Gonna get past the 50, bounce at the 45. Friendly Laker bounce as it travels. Oh boy, it's on a field trip. Take a look at that roll for the Lakers down to the 28-yard line. Jaden Allos with an absolute beauty.
Yeah, just really a phenomenal punt right there, rolling about 10 yards after the bounce, and just the stuff that you live for as a special teams coach.
That'll set up the Chippewa Valley Big Reds at the 28-yard line. They've been at or beyond the 25 on 2 out of their first 4 drives now as they'll begin this one. 28-yard line on the left hash. As they talk it over on the sideline, the Laker defense already out there, and we'll have plenty of more updates on this Laker defense each and every week on This Week in Laker Football. Tune in early on next week as I'll talk to head coach Zach Hilbers about this game tonight and their upcoming OAA White crossover with Birmingham Groves. 2:01 to go in this first period. West Bloomfield 7, Chippewa Valley 0 at the Swamp on Family Fun Night. Alston out of the gun, handoff, gonna go shift up the middle on the counter, back to the original line of scrimmage, and nothing to gain. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, really, this is where it's going to get interesting. They haven't been able to get anything going in the passing game. So now really their only option left is to run it right at the strength of this Lakers defense, and so far they are not budging.
Perhaps why the variability at the quarterback position. Just kind of switch between Alston and Folks. Now you see Alston lined up at quarterback once again, out of the shotgun. Getting chased, steps up in the pocket, looks to his left and way outside the reach of Lanier, incomplete for 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it looked like got a hand on that right there. Pittman right at the end of that play almost might have came away with his 2nd interception.
So it'll be 3rd and 10 for Chippewa Valley at their own 28-yard line with 1:27 to play in this first period. The Lakers just 18 seconds into this game, a pick 6 for Corey Pittman. Then the very next drive for Chippewa Valley, 2 plays in, an interception again for West Bloomfield, Jamal Shakespeare. Sets up the Lakers, and now this 4th drive ahead for Chippewa Valley. Bobble snap, Alston looking out to his right side, got an open man at the 31. Caught, he's gonna get to the 35, shifting inside, Louse in the house, and it looks like the Lakers have it.
I mean, just, again, this Lakers secondary coming out and making plays. Sure, they give up the reception right here. But they get to the football and they force a fumble. Just a phenomenal play right here.
Take a look at this. The Lakers can get in there, get it chopping, and knock that ball out. Get that tackle and the football. That's more than you bargained for West Bloomfield as they strip that away from Chippewa Valley and the loving hands of Darius Smith.
Yeah, Edison right there just got his helmet on the football, and that's one of the surefire ways to force a fumble. And if you're Chippewa, that's got to burn. You finally get something going in the passing game. You move the sticks with the completion, but Edison says nope. you thought.
West Bloomfield will start their drive in plus territory at the Big Red 38-yard line just to the right of the left hash. $1:17 to go in the first period. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Quick pass outside, short of Durham, second down.
Yeah, unfortunately, just nothing there. The pressure getting there to Jackson before he can really get a clean throw off, and he has to just kind of throw it in the dirt and live to see another play.
Pressure, pressure, pressure. That's been the name of the game for these defensive lines so far tonight. You're either going to get protection for your quarterback, and then the secondaries have been taking care of business, or it just breaks down. These quarterbacks got nothing that they can do with it. That's why we're seeing so much rushing so far. The majority of the offensive plays for both these squads on the ground. 2nd and 10 out of the shotgun to Josh Tate. He'll prance forward, get about 5 yards.
Yeah, he, so far tonight, has probably been the most consistent player outside of Folks. Those two really just shouldering the responsibilities for their offenses right now.
He's been shifty too, really athletic. We didn't get to see a lot of that. We saw his bulk, we saw his size. It's a blocking back in 2023. That being said, still had 185 yards rushing on the season. But now we're seeing that athleticism. Shotgun snap to Shakespeare. He's going to roll up left, a speedy quarterback up to the 30. Jamal Shakespeare in his first snap at quarterback in 2024. And the Laker number 2.
He got his hands on the ball earlier with an interception. Now he gets the design carry right here. Maybe sets the Lakers up with position to maybe go for it here on 4th down.
Just threads the needle through that Big Red attack and marches forward to the 35. Just about 10 seconds left in this first period. The Lakers lining up, but they're probably content to let this first period come to a close. West Bloomfield faithful cheering on the L-Boys. A successful first quarter at the end of 1. West Bloomfield 7, Chippewa Valley 0. It's Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Follow us on Twitter at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Last week,
Welcome back to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. After 1 at the Swamp, Lakers 7, Chippewa Valley 0. And so far, Matt, look, the Lakers got the lead, but it's been all defense out there. These offenses going nowhere.
Yeah, really, both of these coaches have mentioned that they kind of want to lean on their run game. Both defense so far not really giving either team any choice but to run the football.
Jamal Shakespeare tying the shoes of his beloved teammate Josh Tate. That's some teamwork right there. Help out your running back. He's been working hard. He's been working those shoes off so far tonight. As the Lakers start the second quarter on their right hash at the 31-yard line. In plus territory, Shakespeare, draw play, up the gut, gets to the 25, pushing forward and down to the 20.
Yeah, we mentioned how effective Josh Tate has been tonight, and right there, faking the screen to him and then utilizing Shakespeare's athletic ability and utilizing him as a runner right there to pick up the first down.
I mean, Shakespeare's just so explosive. He kind of shifts there in space, zips on forward, packs forward to the 20, takes the contact, and just goes. This guy is a young dynamo. The Lakers got a two-headed monster at the quarterback position. Now set up a first down at the Chippewa Valley 21-yard line. In the red zone for the first time this season for the L-Boys. Last season they scored 75% of the time when they got within the red zone. Out of the gun, Shakespeare gonna take it himself. Right side, gets a couple and hit hard. Donnie Deagle gets on it and he celebrates. Man, he read that one 2:18.
Yeah, really looked like there was a split gap there for a second, but like you said, Deagle just immediately fills it and just delivers a nice hit right there.
Shakespeare gets back up to the 20-yard line as we go under 11 minutes in this first half. It's West Bloomfield 7, Chippewa Valley 0 on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Jamal Shakespeare, big shoes to fill for the Lakers as that heir apparent to Rick Nance, very similar quarterbacking style and learned from one of the best in 2023. 2nd and 9 for the Lakers in motion and the delayed handoff to the left side, 20-yard line, down the sideline to the 15. Cam Flowers advances forward deeper in the Chippewa Valley territory.
And especially in that latter half of last season, we saw how impressive Cam Flowers is as a runner. Right here, the Lakers utilize that ability to pick up a first down. And just really, that's in the red zone is where the Lakers could arguably be their most dangerous with the weapons that they have.
Faithful in the backfield, Josh Tate on the block. Sets up a little extra space there. A little more real estate for Cam Flowers to get out to the left. 3rd down and 4 for West Bloomfield. Shakespeare out of the gun, handoff. Tate rolls to the right side, back inside, got some space, down the 5, reaches, and he looks like he's in. Josh Tate's celebrating. They're going to put him a little bit short, just behind the goal line, his knee on the ground. We'll take a look at this. We'll see it.
It's just a phenomenal run either way. I mean, just look at this cut.
And a cut right back in. Look at that. Breaking ankles, taking bodies and reaching. Yeah, just down by contact at the 1-yard line. He had that just on the precipice and just down by contact. A lucky stop for Chippewa Valley. 1st and goal. Shakespeare going to take it himself up the right side. Gets past the line. Touchdown, WB.
Interception earlier, now add a touchdown to his stat line for tonight. Just a phenomenal game here for Shakespeare. Just really telling Chippewa Valley that he does bite his thumb at them.
Play action, takes it to the right, takes the hit from Deagle and advances forward, just skips right on in to the end zone. Now the Lakers got the 2-score lead, up 13-zip early in the second period with just over 10 minutes to play in the half. Justin Ward, 1 for 1 on the PAT tonight. And make that 2 for 2. West Bloomfield 14. Chippewa Valley 0 early on at West Bloomfield High School. And Matt now seeing the offense get involved, that running game, that offensive line opening the door for a Lakers score.
Yeah, and I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if panic is starting to set in on that Chippewa Valley sideline. They like to run the ball more, so now you're down 14-0, 10 minutes left in the half. With West Bloomfield getting the ball, you gotta make something happen right here.
And with that defense firing on every cylinder, look, Chippewa Valley was in the red zone, but that was more about an offensive mistake that turned into a Chippewa Valley benefit. It was a special teams error, my apologies. And the defense came up huge. They stopped that drive, they pushed Chippewa Valley back. Penalties did aid that a little bit for the Lakers in their favor, but now they got a 2-score lead against a really good team out of the MAC Red early on. They're setting the tone defensively, Matt.
Yeah, they're not making any mistakes really for the most part, but more importantly, they are capitalizing on Chippewa Valley's mistakes and shortcomings.
Lakers 14, Chippewa Valley 0 with 10 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first half. In this Thursday night edition of Laker football, we'll be here all season long on Fridays going forward, including next week at Birmingham Groves as the Lakers open OAA play with a crossover between the OAA Red and the OAA White. Ward kickoff from the 40 is a boomer, going to go inside the 10. Recovered at the 9-yard line. Deshaun Lanier up to the 15, to the 20, down around the 24-yard line. That's where that will stop as West Bloomfield's Kalik Robinson gets in on it.
Allison on that tackle too, and just, again, like we mentioned, it's one name that you're going to see a lot for the Lakers this year. He's just all over the field on special teams, offense, and defense.
Pretty fast, too. Luckily, didn't get some good blocks there. 4, 5, 6, 40-yard dash for the senior heading next season. He'll be playing on Saturdays. Some action on the high school field now and some action on the weekends or maybe even on Tuesday nights. for Bowling Green State University as you take a look at Ron Jones, the defensive coordinator for West Bloomfield. Giving his instructions. I don't care if you got a pick six and multiple stops. No attaboys until this game's over. You got tough competition, and there's plenty of football left to play at the Swamp. Folks, handoffs, and his pop. But he's fighting for it. He's going to go backwards, down to the 20-yard line. All excitement for Vegas Shea. The linebacker coming in, the transfer from Brother Rice.
And I mean, just this Lakers defense right now, just choking the life out of this Chippewa Valley offense, not giving them anything, zeroing in on that run game now, and just really looking like sharks in the water.
Patient, waits for that C gap to open, and pow, right down in there. He is lauded for his reading skills and for shooting gaps, playing hard with intensity, and man, that's on display. Keep an eye on 16. 9:23 to go in the half, 14-0 Lakers. Snap to Fulks. He's getting chased. He rips away from it. Now he's on his feet to the 30, down the 35, and shoulders forward to the 38. That's some after-yard tackle action.
Yeah, really just a phenomenal job right there, escaping by Fulks. Looked like, I mean, we had Tank Pittman get in right there, and it looked like that was either Tristan Hunter or Josh Bryant getting in as well. Makes both of them miss and somehow finds a way to move the sticks.
Escapes the contact and avoids another 3 and out for Chippewa Valley. They will move the chains, marching toward midfield, now at the 36-yard line. Fulks out of the gun, rolls to the left, back to the line of scrimmage, up to the 40, chasing toward the 45, out of bounds about the 43. See him here, just following his running back. A great block from Jalen Thomas sets up the sideline. A trio of Lakers led by Benson and Pittman finally take the running back out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Still a ways to go for that first down for the Big Reds on the far left hash. 2nd and 3 for Chippewa Valley. Man in motion. They'll snap it to Alston. Hand off to Deagle. Fights forward. Almost there. And he stops short. A wall of Lakers gets to the rushing senior and prevents him from getting to the line of the game.
Yeah, there's a little daylight there for a second, but Josh Bryant immediately slammed the door on that and made sure that they were not picking up that first down.
Now set up a 3rd and short for Chippewa Valley. 1 yard to go for Chippewa Valley to move the chain. Something that we haven't seen a lot of from them tonight so far. A tough Laker defensive front. And that secondary, lethal. Under 8 minutes to go in the first half. It's West Bloomfield 14 and the Chippewa Valley Big Reds 7. As a stoppage of play, whistle on the field. Officials discussing it over. Going to replace that ball back a few inches. It's a little bit too far forward for the Big Reds. It's Laker faithful, a lot to cheer for as you see the Palms on the sideline, on the track at West Bloomfield High School, cheering on the Swamp. The 3rd down snap is high. They'll take it up the gut, gets to the line to gain. Does he have it? He does. Doesn't have a helmet, but he's got the first down. Good fight from Caleb Fulks. He'll have to come off the field after that.
Yeah, really had to see that one coming based on the alignment and just how the offense has really only been able to get things going for the most part with Fulks running the ball out of that Wildcat.
They'll come off the field as you see the Swamp. A lot to be happy about so far tonight. Everybody on their field at Lakers Stadium for this opening game in 2024. 7:30 and ticking to go in the first half. It is a first down at the 48-yard line for Chippewa Valley. Alston out of the shotgun. Goes through his progressions, left to the sideline, high and over the head of his intended receiver. It'll be incomplete. 2nd down, that one going for Ashawn Adams.
Yeah, a rare opportunity where they had time to throw. Just taking too long for someone to get open. Even when he did, eventually he just sailed the pass on the sideline right there.
He got a great pocket there from his offensive line. All the credit to them for setting that one up. Then right as he got an open receiver heading toward the sideline, that's when that pressure came into play. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for Chippewa Valley. Got to get up to the Lakers' 42-yard line. It's still Alston in that quarterback, the senior, 5'10", 212-pound quarterback. High snap, handoff. Up the gut, back to the line of scrimmage is Jalen Thomas. Not much more. He'll get up to the 50-yard line and a gain of 2.
Yeah, that's something that has happened consistently tonight now at this point that has allowed the Lakers defense to really have an edge on some of these run plays. Just these high snaps are really setting this Chippewa Valley offense behind on some plays before they even have a chance to execute.
Not a ton of players coming back for Chippewa Valley. Only 4 starters on the offensive side. They got a lot of upperclassmen. But a lot of them were on that JV squad, so still some growing pains for this team as they bring that youth into some experience. At the 49-yard line, shotgun snap, rolling out what? Caleb Foltz up to the 45, down to the 44-yard line, and it'll set up a 4th and short.
Yeah, really leaning on Foltz to just shoulder pretty much this entire offense at this point. He does a phenomenal job right there, just squeezing through there, and almost picks up the 1st down.
About halfway through the 2nd period at West Bloomfield High School, it's an early 14-0 lead for West Bloomfield. Chippewa Valley marching toward that line to gain. Got about 3 yards to go. On 4th down, they're going to go for it. Folks getting a play call from the sideline. One man in the backfield with him is Eric Thomas. Folks will take it himself. He's going to get close. It's going to get hit right at the line to gain. A few Lakers there on the stop. Raymond Crawford. You got Sean Owens there as well. Really close. We'll see what the officiating crew calls here. As that ball got right up to the spot. Did he cross it?
Looked like he just tried to run into his offensive lineman, let them move the pile and pick it up for him. But one thing that you're not going to do against this Lakers defense is just run through a wall. They are going to stonewall you if that is your plan. You
don't have to have it all. You just have to have enough. And that is what Chippewa Valley had. They'll move the chains with 5:38 to go in the half, and they'll have a 1st down. You see that Laker defense up front. In the foreground, Travis Robertson in the 73 for the Lakers. Jeremiah Benson next to him. Ashton McCoy. They called that short. Lakers going to take over on the offensive side. That's their O-line. Jackson snap off to the left side. Durham at the 40. Going to pace up to the 50-yard line. Just shy at the 49 before he meets that secondary for 2nd down.
Yeah, not the first time they've tried to get the ball to Durham on a screen right there. This time they're actually able to get it to him. The blocking's there. He just does a phenomenal job of just moving upfield, making 1 or 2 guys miss, just keeping the offense moving.
Good screen, good block, and there Donnie Deagle getting into space. Just before Jaden Allos got there, Durham probably gets into plus territory. 5:32 to go in the 2nd period for the Lakers. Got a gain of 3 on 1st down. Gain of 4, it'll be 2nd and 6. Jackson out of the shotgun, handoff. Tate up the middle to the 50, plus down to the 48-yard line, and just shy by 1 yard of the line to gain.
Yeah, it might not. It's not even good. Doesn't look like it's even going to be a full yard just based off of the replay, but just a phenomenal job by Tate right there to keep the legs moving, pick up as many yards as he can, even though he knows he's not gonna break it out for a touchdown, but he's going to pick up as many yards as he can.
Yeah, short yardage opportunity for the Lakers here. Got 1 yard to go. He protected that football, didn't want to risk it reaching that out. As the Lake shows on the left hash. High snap, it's going to go to Shakespeare. It'll get up to the 45-yard line. That'll be enough to move the chains.
It looks like Shakespeare is kind of filling in that role that we saw Rick Nance last year taking a lot of those short yardage situations, those quarterback draws or those design quarterback carries. And so far tonight, he's doing an excellent job.
A lot of guys have had that role in the past. Donovan Edwards, Rick Nance, Samaj Morgan in recent years in that Laker number 2. And now Jamal Shakespeare, the heir apparent. First down for the L Boys at the 45-yard line of Chippewa Valley. Jackson immediately has a guy at the 40, outside to the 35-yard line, almost to the line to gain. Nearly a first down for Cameron Flowers.
Yeah, doing a good job of setting up these complementary plays. They've gone for those screens several times tonight. Fakes it right there and finds Cam Flowers open over the middle right there to pick up a nice piece of yardage.
4:15 and ticking in the second period. Lakers 14, Chippewa Valley 0 at West Bloomfield High School. 2nd and 1. Handoff. Lakers going to take it for the gain and more. On his feet. Going yard. Touchdown, WB.
What just a phenomenal run right there. Just phenomenal how he just was able to cut right there, reverse his fields, and just looked like he made someone fall at one point during that run.
Josh Tate finally gets what he deserves. 6 points for the Lakers. Been their key back all night so far. And he's halfway there to his 2 touchdowns from last season. Puts one on the board, and the Lakers now a commanding 20-point lead late in the first half. Justin Ward, 2 for 2 on extra points tonight. At the 15-yard line. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up. It is good, just like that. 21, West Bloomfield, and 0 for Chippewa Valley. Family fun night, all fun so far for the L Boys.
Yeah, anything but fun for Chippewa Valley so far tonight, but all the fun on West Bloomfield sideline, just going exactly as you wish this game could go. Not really forcing you to be in a position where you have to force anything on offense, and now just going out and trying to maintain schedule.
It took 16 minutes to finally get an offensive score in this ball game tonight. As we saw, it took 14 minutes to get an offensive score the first time, and after that, just about 6 minutes for the second one. Lakers offense now awake. You're expecting that to be the driving force in 2024. So far, it's been the defense, but that offense now we look at this Lakers full squad, Matt. We've seen a few series on offense, a few series on defense, and looking really promising for West Bloomfield.
Yeah, right now, the run game looks incredibly strong on both sides of the ball. Not really allowing anything to really have the opportunity to break on defense, and just consistent gains on offense.
West Bloomfield will kick it off from the 40-yard line, going from right to left across your screen on Civic Center TV and on the radio across the dial on 89.3 Lakes FM. Deshaun Lanier back to take this kick return alongside Eric Thomas, who had 315 returning yards last season for Chippewa Valley. Lakers 21, Chippewa Valley 0, 3:56 to go in this second period on night 1 of 2024. Thursday night under the lights at West Bloomfield High School. Ward kicks it off short, lands at about the 40. Here comes Chippewa Valley past the 50 and marching toward the 45-yard line. Ennis Carter takes that short kick.
Yeah, smelling blood in the water. West Bloomfield opts for the onside kick right there, which, if they had recovered that, we're looking at a 28-0 game heading into the half.
Yeah, kind of that sudden move. They were setting up like that was going to be a regular kick. And as Ward approaches the ball, just kind of stutter steps a little bit. Soft little kick, kicks it short, wants to catch Chippewa Valley special teams front off guard, and didn't work right there. Now Chippewa Valley going to be at midfield on the left hash to start this drive. With 3:50 to go in the first half, down 21, looking to chew some clock and reduce this lead a little bit. Lakers will get the ball to start the second half. Lanier on the field, but here's Alston going to roll out to his left side and gets about 3 yards.
A good job by Alston right there to really keep things going. Nothing there downfield. Instead of forcing something this time around, he just tucks it, gains about 5 or 6 yards, and keeps the offense moving.
Yeah, got chased, and this time he puts it on the ground, gets out of the pocket, gets a few yards. Chippewa Valley's offense also equally young, just like that defense, only 4 starters returning, so They got to get those growing pains out, figure out how to get some yards against these Lakers. They get 2 on that first down. 2nd and 8. Alston, quick screen pass out to the right side is caught up past the 50 to 45 to the 40. First down and more, and finally driven out of bounds on that catch. Eric Thomas getting some action now.
Alston had to put some zip on that one right there. Alos right there, blowing it up on the side right there, and very nearly being in position to pick that screen off.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure. That's a quick decision. That is a cool, calm, collected move from the senior quarterback. It's exactly what Coach Wilson and company expect out of Jordan Alston, the senior, all-county in the past with the 1,500-plus yard season under his belt. A penalty call going to set that back for Chippewa Valley. So all that for very little. They're going to be right back where they started at the 48 as this line is where they're going.
Much like that, or their drive inside of the red zone as well, though. They get that first down, move the sticks, get a breath of life in the offense, just to have it pulled, just to have the rug pulled from beneath them and have a penalty to set them back behind the sticks.
Penalty sets them back in negative territory at their 48-yard line with 3:35 to go in the first half. They're down 21 points. They got to get some points on the board and chew this clock. West Bloomfield will get the ball to start half number 2 with a massive lead, one way or the other. Second down snap, high to Alston, he'll hand it off, and nothing gonna happen there. Maybe a yard for Caleb Folks, but right away, just like that, a stop by Kylo Dickerson.
And just like we were saying a moment ago, you go from a first down about 60 seconds ago to now 3rd and 12, backed up inside, or not backed up, but in negative territory, staring down 28-0 if you don't score right here.
Talked to Coach Wilson earlier on this week. Really wants his team to limit turnovers, limit penalties, be disciplined. Can't be too happy so far with these penalties. Out of the gun, Alston got opportunity. Oh, man. He threw a bomb, and he had that ball, but just a little outside the reach of Gabe Carrier.
And you saw Carrier right there punching the field after, just really surmises the entire day for Chippewa Valley. Frustrating and just can't get anything going. Very unfortunate for them so far.
Gabe Carrier had an impressive outing in one of their scrimmages with Rochester Adams. Great compete in that video. Getting out on that secondary, pushing out, going with that speed, using his size to his advantage there, that 178-pound frame, but just a little shy. And now we'll bring up a 4th and short. Big Reds will punt it off. That kick not going to get too much, going to go out of bounds just a little bit beyond the 40-yard line, and some excellent territory again for West Bloomfield. We'll mark that at the 39.
Yeah, really just about a nut punt of about like 13 yards right there, not helping Chippewa Valley whatsoever and giving West Bloomfield the opportunity to kind of end this game right here.
Football not the only thing going on in our community. Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM, Monday through Friday. Stories, events, interviews, hot topics, and latest news from across our 4 communities. I'm on that show, Kevin McIntosh as well, Jake Schaff from our team, Thais Leverett, and everybody all across your community, keeping television close to home. 2:44, Jackson out of the gun, pass up the middle, caught and beyond the 45-yard line. What a move there, gets the ball to Elijah Durham.
And again, I mentioned earlier how much more effective this play action is going to be when Josh Tate is running the ball like he is. Right there, first play of the drive, Chippewa probably expecting the run. They get him to bite on the play action.
A nice 7 route from 14, looking to prove that he can get that ball and move it after the catch in 2024. 2 wide right for West Bloomfield, 1 out, single left side for the Lakers on this first down at the Chippewa Valley 44-yard line. Jackson looks out to his right, caught at the 30-yard line. What a zip to Elijah Durham again.
And another first down right there for Durham, signaling it himself, but just a phenomenal throw right there, just a laser right there. Get it past that defender, right?
He just knew. He knew he wanted that ball to go to Durham. That's number one in that progression. Yeah, there's a little bit of an opportunity there defensively short, but he zips that ball just high enough, just fast enough. It's only going to get to 14. Lakers move the chains again. First down at the Chippewa Valley 30-yard line, up 21 with under 2 minutes in the half. Jackson, snap, outright, screen pass, Flowers to the 30-yard line, rolls to his left side, gets him maybe another yard, down to the 28.
Yeah, and really just about as effective as a run right there. Doing a good job of keeping the offense moving now, and even really getting them pretty much inside a field goal range almost.
He'll reach forward, get that ball about the 26.5-yard line for West Bloomfield. They got to get up to the 21 for a first down. 2nd and 5. Tate in the backfield alongside his quarterback, Bo Jackson. Hand off to Tate. Escapes the defender, gets up to the 25. A couple yards there for Josh Tate, but man, made a good decision. He saw right away that play out to the strong side. Wasn't going to work. Had to go shift back inside, find a block, and get some yards.
Yeah, he didn't. There wasn't necessarily the space there to pick up the first down, but Tate does a good job right there, getting that ball inside of the hashes, making it an easier kick if they have to kick it right here, but also just taking the yards that he knew he could get and were available to him.
With 57 seconds to go in the first half, West Bloomfield going to maintain that clock as they're marching up in the Chippewa Valley territory. This is a big opportunity for the Lakers. We talked about it with Chippewa Valley. They had the score to reduce this lead. Lakers got the football back. Now they got a chance to put this game away early in the second half. They score here in these 57 seconds. They're up, theoretically, 24-0, 28-0. They'll get the ball to begin the second half, and they're going to have a massive lead. So this is a huge opportunity for West Bloomfield, and taking that timeout to set up the rest of this drive.
Yeah, really just a crucial third down right here. Yeah, whatever, if you don't pick it up, you're still potentially up 24-0. But picking up this first down and potentially going up 28-0 into the half is everything.
Bo Jackson and company make their way back onto the field as the Lakers will continue this drive. 21-0, 57 seconds to go in the first half. Live at West Bloomfield High School on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Here's Jackson out left, caught at the 20-yard line, up inside the 15, pushing toward the 10. He got there. What a play for Cameron Flowers. He pushes that ball forward, advances down to the 10, but hit hard there, a little shaken up. He'll be lifted up by Elijah Durham, but he's all good. Just a little bit of wind knocked out of his sails on that effort play. Gets the Lakers deep in the Big Red territory.
Yeah, if there's any word to describe Cam Flowers, it's quick, and that's what that out route was right there to help them pick up the sticks.
Just over 30 seconds to play in the half. Jackson out of the gun. Hand off to Josh Tate. Straight up the middle, inside the 5, still on his feet, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown for Joshua Tate. That's number 2 on the night.
A nice, looked like a draw play right there. Phenomenal job of Tate just hitting the ground running. His acceleration so far tonight has been the most impressive thing that has stood out to me. As soon as he gets that ball, it's almost like he's at full speed.
He had 2 touchdowns throughout the entirety of the 2023 season. Now he's got 2 on night number 1. Justin Ward in for the PAT to make this potentially a 28-0 ball game. High snap, Ward still gets this one off with some power through the uprights. Lakers 28, Chippewa Valley 0 on Family Fun Night, and West Bloomfield's offense showing that firepower, Matt, on the ground and in the air, getting Durham involved.
Again, we mentioned how tonight is really Family Fun Night's about showing appreciation to the community and kind of paying back the love that they give to the football team. And that is exactly what this West Bloomfield team is doing right now. They are putting a show on for their families in the community.
Now Chippewa Valley going to try to answer this. Not a lot of clock. They do have some timeouts to use, much like West Bloomfield did on that last drive, to preserve the clock and set up this offense. We'll see if they'll do that or be content to put a bow on this first half, get into the locker room, and have that classic Terry Wilson inspirational speech to pump up this team for half number 2.
I'm interested to see what they're going to do here, too, because might not want to force anything too much because there's 25 seconds left. Don't want to go down 35-0 before the half, but at the same sense, you're down 28-0. You got to try and make something happen.
Ward will kick off again from the 40-yard line. Kind of been a mixed bag so far tonight for the L-Boys. Sometimes they go for it all and kick it to Lanier or kick it to Thomas deep down the field, but 2 of those have gone long. 2 of those have gone short. Now it's a little bit of a mystery. Makes things interesting in the special teams tonight at West Bloomfield High School. Thank you for tuning in on Civic Center TV, as well as on 89.3 WBLD, Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield, Kegel Harbor, Sylvan Lake, your home for Laker sports. That one, mystery solved. It's a boomer down to the 5-yard line. Eric Thomas still advancing forward. And a nice gainer there, and it only takes about 5 seconds off of the clock as he advances forward to the 25.
Yeah, just really good job by the Lakers right there, filling their lanes and not giving them the opportunity to take one back and build any sort of momentum before the half.
Under 20 seconds for Chippewa Valley. They have their timeouts at their disposal, but they don't have a lot of time. They don't have very much of an offense so far in the passing game, so we'll see if they can click here, make something happen, put some points on the board before their defense has another tough task ahead of them to start half number 2. Caleb Folks will start this drive out of the shotgun. One split out to the strong side in a bunch formation. And Alston goes under center instead. He'll just kneel the football. Looks like Chippewa Valley content to call this a half. They'll take it in the locker room, and Terry Wilson going to talk it over with his team. After the first half, West Bloomfield 28, Chippewa Valley 0. It's Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Hello, I'm Chief Mike Patton of the West Bloomfield Township Police Department. We're here to say congratulations to Civic Center TV on their 1 million YouTube views here in the community. We enjoy great partnership with Civic Center TV. They are one of our best community partners. I'm Chief Mike Patton. I'm proud to be 1 in a million.
1 in 4 Michigan homes has high levels of radon, a naturally occurring radioactive gas known to cause lung cancer. It doesn't matter where you live or what type of home you have. You won't even know it's there unless you test. So don't wait. Testing is cheap and easy. And if there's a problem, it's simple to fix. Visit michigan.gov/radon to learn more.
We took action. Will you?
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Looking for a score, a schedule, a story? MHSAA.com has you covered. Our newly redesigned website has everything you need to follow high school sports in Michigan. And it's optimized for mobile use. Fans can submit scores on a Friday night, check playoff pairings and game times, or read about the student athletes from your community. Your first stop is MHSAA.com. Connect with us online and get everything you need all in one place.
Watch West Bloomfield Lakers football all season long on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. Join Tyler Keefe and Matt Catoni each week for live, in-depth, and exclusive coverage before, during, and after the big game. It's your local high school football team on the road and in your backyard on your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Follow us on Twitter at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Welcome back to Laker Football Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Keefe alongside Matt Catoni, your Laker halftime show underway. Matt, what a first half for this Lakers team. 28-0 against Chippewa Valley, an impressive start, especially defensively.
Yeah, I mean, really, you couldn't have asked for a better way for the season to start. Going from that second play of the game, you get a pick six to start the game, really eases up all the pressure on your quarterback, on those newcomers, on that young secondary, and really allows them to play more fluidly.
You talk about setting the tone from the jump for these young guys on the defensive side of the ball, and that happened quite literally right away for West Bloomfield as Chops Pittman got out there and got a quick interception. Here's Jordan Alston. Outside and just right on in there, inside leverage, catches that football and takes it down the sideline. First season on the varsity squad for Corey Pittman, a basketball player. Got some playoff action this past winter at West Bloomfield High School, and man, what a way to start your varsity career, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, really a storybook beginning, and I'm sure if you asked him, it's exactly how he would have predicted it to go. That's exactly how he envisioned it. And right there, just a huge start to the Lakers season.
It took a while, but West Bloomfield High School got that offense involved later on in the half. Really took a little bit over the quarter, but here's Josh Tate on his second of 2 touchdowns so far tonight. And there he is, putting his hands up in celebration. Really cool to see Josh Tate had that breakout season. We expected it a year ago, but maybe perhaps too many weapons in the ground game for West Bloomfield to get him those key offensive plays. Not the case tonight. He's been guy number 1 for WB.
Yeah, last season he showed flashes throughout the season. Tonight he's just flashed altogether and just shined as the Lakers' key offensive piece tonight, and really been what the Lakers have leaned on to keep the offense moving.
It has quite literally been all West Bloomfield from the jump, defensively making key stops, multiple interceptions. You had the pick 6 from Corey Pittman to start the game. You had another interception from Jamal Shakespeare, some big stops on the defensive side. This has to be a pleasant surprise, Matt, for head coach Zach Hilbers, who said, look, last season we expected our defense to carry us, and it ended up being our offense that surprised us, and our defense was just as good. This year, expecting our offense to carry us, this defense has been huge so far in half number 1.
Yeah, and you mentioned surprises. Going into the season, Hilbers sung the praises of his trenches and just said how that's the strength of this team. And we've also talked about how this secondary, is kind of unproven, young secondary. It's been that surprise, whereas they've but the secondary shined through tonight and made those plays, whereas the trenches haven't necessarily made the eye-popping plays that we've expected yet.
And it's been a great first game of the season, too, for Bo Jackson of West Bloomfield High School, coming in his first game as the quarterback. And really, you got 2 different quarterbacks there for West Bloomfield. You got Jamal Shakespeare, who's kind of that athletic quarterback, that wildcat quarterback, and Bo Jackson, the game manager. His 3rd season as a varsity starting quarterback, had 2 of those puppies at Novi Detroit Catholic Central. And he is voted by the fans in Sports Illustrated's fan vote as the top quarterback in 2024 coming into the season across the state of Michigan.
Yeah, and really the Lakers defense has done a good job of making his first game in a Lakers uniform and his first experience in the Swamp a good one. Just a game where he doesn't necessarily have to go out there and force anything, that he can kind of go out there and build chemistry with his teammates.
On a night like this, on Family Fun Night, the first game of the season, Matt, you want to set the tone across all 3 phases of the game, and so far the Lakers have been able to do that with some emphasis too across offense and defense in particular. This has to be a pleasant surprise for this team. They got a really tough schedule ahead, and so far those first 24 minutes they look like they're poised to make a deep run again.
Yeah, and you mentioned just how deep their schedule in and the competition that they're going to have coming up. Chippewa Valley is a phenomenal test, and right now they're acing their test to start the season.
Pretty big vote of confidence for West Bloomfield as they were voted the number 1 team in the OAA Red Division in the Coaches Bowl. As you see the cheerleading team out at halftime. This is a great part of this football tradition. As we have 24 minutes of football, we get to see the marching band, we get to see the cheer team, we get to see some other great Lakers featured all season long at the Swamp. We got a great crowd at West Bloomfield High School tonight for Family Fun Night. So many alums coming in, community organizations, and representing our heroes as well at West Bloomfield High School. 13 years of a tradition continues in week 1 here at West Bloomfield High School. We're glad to have you with us for the occasion and for the kickoff of West Bloomfield Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Now, Matt, we haven't seen a lot from the stars on this team, but the new guys have been making an impact. We talked about Bo Jackson. We've talked about even seeing some action from Vegas, say, early on in the game, a transfer coming in from Brother Rice. This Laker team is making the most of getting the chemistry taken care of in the offseason. It's showing on the football field.
Yeah, like you said, it's not necessarily the names that you expected to make the high-impact plays today. It hasn't been Tank Pittman necessarily on defense. It was Edison forcing the fumble, I believe. Shakespeare getting an interception. Pittman getting an interception on his first defensive action of his high school career. And on offense, you have Josh Tate really stepping in and shouldering the responsibility on offense.
An exciting first half for West Bloomfield. They were up 28-0, starting this off against Clinton Township, Chippewa Valley. Lakers were 10-3 last season. They made a deep playoff run. Chippewa Valley 9-3, did not get past the first round, and that is all the more reason why you want to start your season off strong and set the tone for 2024. Lakers certainly have done that in the first half, and there's plenty more to see from them in half number 2, and hopefully plenty more to see from all of us here at West Bloomfield High School as the marching band makes its way onto the field for their performance tonight. A prolific marching band under the teaching tutelage of Jesse Sachs at West Bloomfield High School. They have done a prolific job all season long. All off-season, been working in the parking lot on those 90 and 100-degree days with full humidity, all for this night, as we'll see them perform on the field at the Swamp for the first time in 2024. Some Chippewa Valley Big Reds making their way back on the field. But it's all about the festivities at West Bloomfield High School as we head into halftime on Family Fun Night. There's so much to be excited about at West Bloomfield High School in 2024, Matt. The changes on the football field for the team are just a little bit of what has changed. There's so many other exciting things there. You'll see it on our broadcast throughout the season. Brand new scoreboard. We'll talk a little bit about that later on in the program. We'll see some action at West Bloomfield High School throughout the year, really turning this into a special environment for football and for all other sports, as we've seen at so many high schools across the country.
Yeah, we've mentioned how much support that this football team has received over the past few years from the community, and kind of building up the field and the facilities in the school is kind of a way of giving back and showing the community it's not just about us, it's about you enjoying the game and what the impact that you have here as well.
A lot to enjoy so far for West Bloomfield in this first half of football in 2024. At the half, they were up 28-0 over the Chippewa Valley Big Reds. It's the Laker halftime show. We'll take a quick break here on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lex FM. More opportunities for analysis as we head into half number 2. We'll talk a little bit about the Chippewa Valley team, what maybe we need to see from them to make this more of a competitive game in those final 24 minutes. We thank you for tuning in. It is Laker Football Halftime Show on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Hi, I'm Lauren Azuri, the Park Naturalist Supervisor for West Bloomfield Parks. Congratulations to you, Civic Center TV, for hitting 1 million views on YouTube. We really appreciate your partnership in spreading nature education in a creative way in our community. I'm Lauren Azuri, proud to be 1 in a million.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Find us on Instagram at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think. You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
Watch West Bloomfield Lakers football all season long on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. Join Tyler Keefe and Matt Catoni each week for live, in-depth, and exclusive coverage before, during, and after the big game. It's your local high school football team on the road and in your backyard on your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
One in four Michigan.
Welcome back to Laker Football Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. It's a Laker football halftime show as West Bloomfield leads 28-0 after 24 minutes at West Bloomfield High School. Matt, an impressive first half for West Bloomfield and a little bit of a shocking first half for the Big Reds of Chippewa Valley, expecting this to be a little more of a back-and-forth game as it was a year ago at the Zenith Prep Kickoff Classic. Not the case so far. A lot of struggles on the offensive side of the ball for Chippewa Valley.
Yeah, they really came out and did exactly the opposite of what Coach Wilson said that they wanted to do to start the year. They made the mistakes that set them behind early and really has forced them to not play the way that they would want to, not allowing themselves to lean on the running game as much as they would like.
Yeah, it's been a tough first half for both of these teams offensively. These defenses have been fantastic. And for West Bloomfield, shutting down that secondary and not allowing the wide receivers to get opportunities has to be the biggest key so far. A lot of them to be impressed with by guys like Khalik Robinson. We've seen Kylo Dickerson have a big game so far out of that secondary coming up also. And then those usual suspects like Jaden Allos making good plays too.
Yeah, Allos has been phenomenal tonight, setting the edge especially, and just flying up. We saw him nearly intercept a screen, which if he had done that, that's very likely another pick six. And it's just been very just exciting, to say the least, to see how this young secondary and defense has played.
Jaden Allis has had a big game so far. He's had a big offseason too, working with the star of this game so far, Josh Tate and the Laker number 3. They're really good friends. Coach Helbers told me that they spend a lot of time off the field together, whether it's football activities or not, building each other up as players and as young men. And for Jaden Allos in particular, he spent this offseason working hard. He wanted to be an impact player for West Bloomfield in 2024, and he's been able to do that, getting bigger, getting stronger, improving his football IQ, and we're seeing that on the field so far in those impact plays, Matt. Jaden Allos coming into the season adding 17 pounds to his defensive repertoire.
Yeah, I mean, really, one of the most important things, and you can't teach it in football, is effort. And last year we saw in the second half of the season him be an impact player on both sides of the ball. Then, like you mentioned, that wasn't enough for him. He wanted to have an even greater impact on this team. And that really just is a huge testament to him as a person and a player, that he was that dedicated to add that weight and find a way to make an even greater impact.
Think about the Chippewa Valley Big Reds in 2024. A big struggle for them in the first half. Someone we have seen get involved have been their two quarterbacks. The two-quarterback system wasn't quite what we were expecting from Chippewa Valley. We're expecting to see a lot of Jordan Alston, but Caleb Folks has had a big game on the ground and at the quarterback, bringing a sort of dynamic offensive set for Terry Wilson, Andy Denreiter and company.
Yeah, really, Folks has been really the only bit of offense that they've been able to get going today. They've had 2 chunk plays for the most part that I can remember, and both of them got wiped out by penalties immediately after. So it's just going to be crucial for this Chippewa Valley offense to come out here and not make those same mistakes that have set them behind the sticks.
The Lakers coming out for the second half. You saw that on their screen, getting all stretched out and ready for 24 more minutes of football after a great first 24 of 28-0 at West Bloomfield High School. 2 touchdowns on the ground for West Bloomfield, both from Josh Tate, and another additional 3rd touchdown on the ground from Jamal Shakespeare, as well as a pick 6 to start off the game just 18 seconds into this contest. A pick 6 from Chops Pittman for West Bloomfield gives them that 28-0 lead. But Matt, always some room for improvement in half number 2. What are you looking for from West Bloomfield in this final 24?
Well, really finish the job. They get the ball to start the second half. They're up 28-0. Come out, put some points on the board, get that running clock going, and really show Chippewa Valley you're not getting back in this game.
And for Chippewa Valley, as they get ready for half number 2, plenty of improvements to be made. I'm sure Terry Wilson, their first-year head coach, used all that experience of making speeches at the half in his first 23 years with this Chippewa Valley staff to tell his guys a few different tips for going up against a tough Laker team. What do you believe he was saying in that locker room to get these Big Reds ready for half number 2?
He was probably highlighting that one of the main reasons that they are down 28-0 right now is their mistakes. If they can clean up those mistakes, maybe they can salvage this game and come back and put themselves in position in the fourth quarter. But really, that is the key. They keep on kicking themselves, and they got to stop making these mistakes.
It's Laker Football live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM, your Laker halftime show. We'll be with you all throughout the season, home and away, for Lakers. Do our best to be at every single one of these football games. The best way to follow along is on our social media right here on Facebook at Civic Center TV 15 and at West Bloomfield Schools. Thank you for tuning in and joining along with us and giving us your comments. I saw some of them earlier on cheering on DJ Broom and cheering on Vegas Say in his first game at WB. Love to have you joining along with us. You can also see all these games on YouTube at Civic Center TV and, of course, on CivicCenterTV.com, your home for Laker football. And Matt, in half number 2 and half number 1, all throughout the season, this veteran presence for the Lakers has been critical so far. You've seen some of the young guys on your screen at the top there. There's Obi Duru. Now you're seeing on your screen, going to be a big wide receiver from WB in 2022, and plenty of guys to learn from across the skill positions and those important positions, especially in the trenches.
Yeah, really, you're seeing it tonight in the secondary, just how important having those key young players can be, just that youth, just feeding into that experience. It's going to be interesting to see how they build upon that throughout the year.
Plenty more football ahead for West Bloomfield, the officiating crew at midfield as the Lakers get out on the field and ready for this second half, up 28-0. They're going to get the football to start half number 2 at West Bloomfield High School, and a chance to put this game away early in the third quarter tonight. Cam Flowers will be back to receive the kick, as well as Elijah Durham. Jaden Allos getting ready as well for West Bloomfield as the Lakers come out swinging in half number 1 and look to answer in half number 2 on the offensive side. This was a team, Matt, that a year ago averaged 380 yards of total offense each and every game. The Laker faithful here tonight cheering them on as we get ready for half number 2. Chippewa Valley will kick it off from their 40-yard line at about the midpoint line, a little bit to the right. As we see Jaden Allos, who had a nice first half in the blocking game offensively, and especially defensively at that linebacker safety position, or as the Lakers call it, that star position, kind of that nickel back in their defense. 24 minutes down, 24 minutes to go at West Bloomfield High School. There's the whistle, and here is the second half. Bouncing kick at the 30-yard line. Going to go finally to 20. Recovered by the Lakers up to 35 and down about the 38 to start this first drive of quarter number 3.
Yeah, just very nearly, like so very close to breaking that out and starting off the second half with a bang. Just a phenomenal return right there to set up the Lakers offense in good position to start their second half drive.
A little bit of a huddle on the sideline for the Lakers as they get ready to set the tone in half number 2. Longevity has been huge for the Lakers and this coaching staff across the Ron Bellamy era that built this up. We had Tyrese Christ, their longtime defensive coordinator, coached this team for a few years. Then Zach Hilbers, a former Laker quarterback, got his opportunity after 17 years as an assistant. Now in his second year at the helm for West Bloomfield, kind of parallels the story of Terry Wilson on the opposite sideline for Chippewa Valley. 11:51 after the kickoff in the third quarter, as Bo Jackson will take the ball out of the shotgun. Snap and a handoff to Dulu, right side, gonna go up to the 40-yard line, still on his feet at the 45, down to the 50. There he goes for a first down. Obi Duru, the junior, making his first big play of the night.
Yeah, you just mentioned him moments ago, and then almost like they heard you. They come out and give him the ball to start the second half, and he just pays it forward, picks up the first down, and huge play to start off this second half for the Lakers.
Hey, look, you got some big shoes to fill. If you're trying to take the nickname The Flash from Marquise Morris, who had a fantastic season in 2023, that's Obi's nickname. Another one of these track stars on the team in the receiving and running corps at West Bloomfield. 1st and 10 at the 50. Jackson out of the gun, looking down the field. There he goes, and it's caught. To the house, touchdown, WB.
The Lakers wasting absolutely no time, and shocker, looks like it is Elijah Durham ringing in another deep ball touchdown. Something that we saw week in and week out last year, him making plays in the deep passing game, and right there, that's how they start off the second half, a pass to deep ball Durham.
Elijah Durham, 11 touchdowns in 2023 in his first of the season. Lakers last year, Rick Nance loved to go long. The bomb squad back intact with 11:21 to play in the third. The Ward PAT, it is up. And it is good. 35 for West Bloomfield and 0 for Chippewa Valley. And now we enter that period of the game up 35 points. You get beyond that, you get into the mercy rule. West Bloomfield on that precipice.
Yeah, I mean, really just not at all what anyone expected, I'm sure, on either side for tonight. 35-0, just 2 plays into the second half, and just a storybook start to the season for West Bloomfield.
It took them 1 play on defense to start this game off to get on the board. It took them just 2 plays on offense to start half number 2, and a commanding lead. You want to talk about setting the tone. Lakers aren't setting the tone. They are blasting the tone to start half number 2 in West Bloomfield in this opening game of the season. The sun is down. It is dark at the high school. We're under those Friday night lights on a Thursday. And West Bloomfield putting the entire state of Michigan on notice. At the 40-yard line, Ward will kick it off to Thomas and Lanier. They'll go inside the 5. That is muffed at the 5, recovered. And he'll take it up to about the 15, spinning and finally going down about the 17-yard line. Kari Chandler on the return this time.
Yeah, another one of those high kicks is muffed as they're trying to catch it. He's able to recover it, has enough time, but the Lakers do a great job of making sure he does not advance that too far upfield.
An excellent recovery for Kari Chandler, somebody that Coach Wilson thinks is going to step up this season. He's been impressed with his progress. Said he looked really good in the preseason. Now getting that opportunity to get out there in the kick return game and special teams and prove his spot. Look, didn't go the way you wanted to, didn't get under that football and get his hands on it, but a good recovery, didn't panic. Got up to the 15, not exactly unmanageable for this offense. 1st down and 10. The handoff up to the 25. Barrel rolls and gets up to about the 27. Caleb Folks takes that rush.
Yeah, really, I'm sure not necessarily what this Lakers defense expected them. Again, when you can't get much going in the ground, they're going to try and lean on this run game as much as they can, but running clock's going. Might have to see them start leaning on this passing game, even though they don't want to.
He's able to hurdle over that low rushing attack from West Bloomfield for plus yards. 2nd down, Alston going to take it out to the right side. Low pass, but it is caught by Gabe Carrier.
One thing that I keep on noticing from Allos on these pass rushing sets is he does a good job of getting his hands up and almost tipping these passes. That is something that we'll have to keep an eye on throughout the season.
Just 2 minutes into half number 2 here at West Bloomfield High School. It is 35-0 West Bloomfield. They scored just seconds in to this half. Under 40 seconds into this half, it was a touchdown in the air, and now they're up 35. 9:50 and ticking to go in quarter number 3. Out of the shotgun, Jordan Alston for Chippewa Valley. Looks to his left, up the middle, deflected, and just out of the hands of the Laker defense, but a stop in the air.
Yeah, and again, just this Lakers defensive line and defensive front doing a good job of getting their hands up, finding a way to get their hand on the ball and impacting the passing game even if they're not able to get to the passer.
Once again, Vegas say they're 5'10", 195. He had 8.5 tackles plus per game in 2023 at Brother Rice. 77 tackles throughout the season, forced a couple of fumbles. He hits hard, he reads well. He is a ball hawk at the second level. The second down handoff gets up to about 2 or 3 yard gainer for Chippewa Valley and Caleb Folks.
So far, nothing's come of it, but already 2 on this drive. Another high snap. Thankfully for Chippewa Valley, it doesn't ruin the play or cost them the first down. Something that could maybe make it harder to get back in this game.
Gets up to the 36-yard line after that rush. On the right hash for Chippewa Valley, again in the shotgun, Jordan Alston trips to the left on the strong side for Chippewa Valley. Lakers showing blitz. High snap over Alston's head. He'll go down to the 20, and the Lakers will put him down by contact at the 19.
Yeah, very fortunate that he was able to fall on it right there. Almost looked like it took another different bounce after he slid to fall on that. But kind of just those high snaps, killing plays and killing drives for Chippewa Valley so far tonight.
4 minutes off the clock so far in the third quarter. West Bloomfield 35, Chippewa Valley 0 at West Bloomfield High School. They'll set up a fourth and very long at the 20-yard line. Low snap, but they'll get the punt off. It'll boom past the 50-yard line. Lakers content to let it bounce, and Chippewa Valley gets the friendly roll. This will roll down to the 37.5-yard line, 36.5-yard line, and that is where Clifton Haskin, the fourth, will down that football.
Yeah, really just, we talked about how these mistakes can't happen, especially in the second half if you're Chippewa Valley. They come out, they let Elijah Durham burn him deep for a touchdown, and then right there on a short yardage situation, the center snaps it over the quarterback's head and sets him back for a 4th and forever.
West Bloomfield averaged 217 yards in the air each game last year. Haven't really gotten that much involved so far. Got a chunk of that back on the previous series on that touchdown ball to Elijah Durham. Their second drive of the second half will begin at the 36-yard line on their side of the ball. Twins to the left. Single man wide right for the Lakers. Jackson out of the gun, handoff, take, and get up the middle to about the 39-yard line.
Yeah, it didn't look like there was much there, so looked like he tried to bounce it to the right, but nothing much doing. He's only able to pick up a handful of yards.
It's Obi Duru for West Bloomfield on that carry. Couldn't escape that tackler, got a couple. It'll be second down and 8 for West Bloomfield in their special camo uniforms with black numbers and white trim tonight. A little tough to see for the old broadcasters, but they look cool up close. Great show for the fans there at West Bloomfield High School on Family Fun Night. 6.5 to go in the third quarter and change. Jackson, the second down out of the gun. Penalty before the snap. Now whistle that play dead just as it starts. We'll get the call in just a moment from the officiating crew. They'll likely set West Bloomfield back. Looks like a false start. It will move West Bloomfield back a few yards to their 33-yard line. You notice that clock continuing to run, even despite a change of possession at the beginning. Normally it would be stopped at the beginning of the possession until the ball is snapped, but it is in the mercy rule. 35 plus points, rolling clock except for regular stoppages. On second down, Jackson out of the gun, looks to the left side. Oh, intended that for Durham. Almost Donnie Deagle picked that ball off in the air. He leapt for that ball.
Almost a very impressive throw right there by Bo Jackson, but just a phenomenal job by Deagle to bat that down. Looked like he was almost going to pull that back and deliver a strike to Durham on the sideline, but Deagle just barely alters that pass.
Yeah, floated through the air with the greatest of ease. Just couldn't come down with that football. Maybe just that dart from Jackson, just fast enough to get past that fast twitch movement. Bunch formation trips on the left for West Bloomfield's receivers. Screen pass outside the Shakespeare at the 30, gets bunched up. Not going to get to the 35, short by about a couple of yards. A couple of Big Reds on the stop. Jalen Thomas and Kenny Richardson.
Yeah, a smart play right there for the Lakers. They're up big. Don't really want to give them any momentum to get back into this game if they could. Just go for the safe screen, punt it, keep the clock moving, and live to play another down.
Damari Connor with the assisted tackle there as well. So it'll set up 4th down for West Bloomfield at their 38-yard line. Another punt for West Bloomfield. And a great stop for Chippewa Valley. They got in it. The misdirection didn't throw them off. They were effective in the run game, attacking at the point of attack, and getting to the Laker ball carrier. That punt barely off and unblocked. It'll bounce out of play just beyond the 30-yard line where Chippewa Valley will begin this drive.
Yeah, a phenomenal punt right there from Alos, just flipping the field position, not giving them anything to really return or, again, like we said, get any sort of momentum going.
Benefit for the Lakers so far, shutting that guy down to Sean Lanier, a 3-star recruit for Bowling Green State University. 24 offers for the Big Reds team captain. And he hasn't gotten really involved for them tonight. As you see this Chippewa Valley offense talking it over on the sideline. They were able to move a little bit, but again, those mistakes coming into play. You're going to see those growing pains, Matt, with this young team. That is not a knock to Chippewa Valley. They got a lot of developing to do as they try to reestablish the identity of this program with a younger team, a lot of upperclassmen, but plenty of promise going forward for the Big Reds.
Yeah, and it's just been really unfortunate tonight how whenever they have been able to get something going, they shoot themselves in the foot and make a mistake that sets them up with a 3rd and long and kills all their momentum.
Well, thank you for tuning in to Laker Football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM, as well as across social media, including on YouTube, where recently a big honor for us at Civic Center TV, surpassing 1 million views across our videos. Civic Center TV on YouTube, 10 years of history, fun, memories, news, and milestones. Go ahead and tag us across our social media. Tell us what you enjoy of our program and why you are proud to be one in a million. 35-0 for West Bloomfield with 4:02 in the 3rd period. A stoppage of the play clock during this change of possession. One of the few times, other than timeouts and injuries, that you'll see this, short of some points going on the board for Chippewa Valley.
And not quite sure what they're discussing right now on the field, but refs seem to be holding the game up at the moment.
Perhaps placement of the ball or play clock could be in play here as a change of possession does stop the clock. It's about the all I can think that they could be discussing at this time. As the players are lined up, they are ready to go. And now they're going to finally place that football. They determined it was placement of the ball and this possession for Chippewa Valley to begin at their 43-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Jordan Alston trips out to the left for Chippewa Valley. He'll look quickly to his left side, got a man open, and just outside the hands, almost picked off. It is incomplete. Bounced into the hands of Corey Pittman after that throw.
Yeah, it was very nearly his 2nd interception of the game, almost bouncing right off the receiver's face mask and into his own hands.
Just off of the helmet. And onto the ground, and Chops Pittman got right there to pick that ball up. Just a little too much excitement for Chippewa Valley on that play. It's one of those, you get that opportunity, you start to think about the move you're going to make after you catch the football instead. There's a timeout on the field as West Bloomfield will get a chance to refresh with some water on this hot evening at West Bloomfield High School. The Lakers up 35-0 on Chippewa Valley. Andy Denreiter, their offensive coordinator, talking it over with his offense on the sideline. A returning assistant coach. They do have a new defensive coordinator, but much like the Lakers, some longevity on that sideline for the Big Reds in 2024, and that's what they're going to need, the young team, to rebuild this identity. Coach Wilson really wanting to keep a lot of the fundamentals of this program, what he learned from his coaches in the past, the intensity from Mike Carr, the head coach in his early years at Chippewa Valley. Really emphasized playing hard in practice, energy. His second stint then, he came in a little calmer, a little more about the finite items of the game of football, studying hard, knowing what you're doing, and understanding your plays. And he's had a chance to coach under 3 different coaches, 4 different coaching stints, 2 with Mike Carr and 2 with a couple others, including longtime head coach Scott Merchant, who is now the head football coach at Lawrence Technological University. Some great pedigree at both of these schools on the football field now.
Yeah, and really the one thing that stood out to me with Coach Wilson's conversation is it emulated a lot of what we heard Hilbers say last year in his first season. That it's not about him, it's about the kids and it's about the program, so that they're going to do what they can to keep things moving and keep that tradition alive.
It's 35-0 in favor of West Bloomfield with 3:40 to go in the third quarter. They'll have the rolling clock as this play begins on second down for Chippewa Valley off the incompletion. 2 split out to the right in bunch formation, man in motion for Chippewa Valley. Fake handoff, he'll go up the middle. Caleb Folks to the 45, advances forward to the 46.5.
Really, it's unfortunate. He's really flashed tonight and been impressive, but the way that the game is going, it's not going to allow them to utilize folks that they would like to, and he's not going to really be able to break out many runs.
They'll set up third down and long for Chippewa Valley. Got to get up to the West Bloomfield 47-yard line for the first down. Out of the shotgun, Folks across the line to gain, but in no man's land, incomplete as that ball lands on the ground at the 44-yard line, fourth down.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where that ball landed, but it looked like it was very nearly in position to where it could have been picked off again. And it's just, this Chippewa Valley passing game has not been able to get any momentum going whatsoever, just completely out of sync the entire night.
At this point for West Bloomfield, an interesting question. Up 35 in the mercy rule. They're going to get the football back as that's a punt off deep down the field. To about the 30-yard line, they'll bounce and they'll be stopped by Chippewa Valley as Ennis Carter downs the ball at the 31. Now you got that question. Do you continue with your starters? Do you put in some of the other younger guys down the depth chart? We saw the Lakers have that opportunity late in the season last year. Really helped them in the playoff time. We'll definitely see that again later on in the season. But an added benefit, if you're able to do that early on in the year, a lot of sophomores and juniors that are going to be that next generation for West Bloomfield. Looks like we're going to see a few of them coming on the field here as we begin this drive. Isaiah Gray and the Lakers 17 in the foreground. That is a tight end, 6'5" for West Bloomfield in his junior season. 194 pounds. Man, is he fast for his size. A 4.7, 840, 11.54 second 100-meter dash. Jamal Shakespeare will lead the gunslinger. Out of the shotgun, Duru in motion. Handoff to Duru. He gets tripped up, gets back to the line of scrimmage on the right outside, but not going to get anything on first down.
And now, you were mentioning it right before this drive, and it certainly looks like it now. They're going to try and get these young guys the ball, get them going a little bit, see who and what they need to improve on or who can be contributors to this team later on in the season.
$1:20 and ticking to go in the third period. West Bloomfield 35, Chippewa Valley 0, live from the swamp at West Bloomfield High School. From the gun, Shakespeare, man in motion, another handoff, jet sweep, shifting up the middle to the 35, advances to the 40, and just shy of the line to gain. Obi Duru again for West Bloomfield.
Yeah, Duru certainly getting his touches these last 2 drives, and so far he is showing a lot of athleticism and a lot of explosiveness that definitely looks like he will be a key contributor in the next few seasons.
Landed at the 43-yard line with the reach in the football, probably going to get marked at the 44 as he heads to the sideline. A couple excellent plays for the running back, wide receiver, an athlete for West Bloomfield, Goffers from Miami of Ohio, and Valparaiso. Quarterback draw, Jamal Shakespeare outside, on the sideline at the 50. He's still rolling down to the 25-yard line, a big gainer for Jamal Shakespeare.
And again, Shakespeare just showing off that running ability tonight. We saw it earlier on those short yardage situations, him showing more IQ as a runner, knowing where he had to get to pick up the first down. Right here, we see that, just that quick first step, and just as soon as he makes a decision and gets downhill, just how fast he can fly.
Just a few seconds left in this third quarter as both teams make their way to the sideline here at West Bloomfield High School. The Lakers up 35-0, and this offense moving the football, Matt, really been impressive. This offensive line, we expected them to be great in 2024 with a lot of returning players that got some experience with injuries, with a lot of substitutions late in the season, and as we said earlier on, those opportunities to bring guys up the depth chart, guys like Travis Robertson, Jeremiah Benson, Ashton McCoy especially, wanting to improve the communication on this offensive line, and so far they've been firing on every cylinder as Chippewa Valley makes their way back on the field with 11 seconds to go in quarter number 3. Lakers will line up. Jamal Shakespeare will remain in at quarterback as this play is whistled active. One receiver split out to either side. A couple extra linemen for the Lakers with Shakespeare and Tate in the backfield. That'll roll the clock to the end of the third period. After 3, West Bloomfield 35, Chippewa Valley 0. This is West Bloomfield Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Find us on Instagram at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Watch West Bloomfield Lakers football all season long on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. Join Tyler Keefe and Matt Catoni each week for live, in-depth, and exclusive coverage before, during, and after the big game. It's your local high school football team on the road and in your backyard on your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
After 3 at West Bloomfield High School, your Lakers 35, Chippewa Valley 0. Live from West Bloomfield High School on opening night of the 2024 high school football season. Good to be back, Matt, and an exciting game so far for the Laker faithful.
Yeah, and really just an absolute ideal start to the season, and looks like a new quarterback in for the Lakers now. Third one of the night.
They got 3 good quarterbacks on this roster. Jackson Carver coming up from the JV team this year. Someone that Coach Hilbers has been very impressed with coming into this season. Said he made big improvements. Snapping a handoff, going to get up about 1 yard shy of the line to gain for West Bloomfield on that carry. It's Obi Duru again.
And again, with each carry, you're starting to see Duru pick up seemingly more confidence as a runner, pick up more and more yardage with each gain. And that's something that has to make the coaching staff feel very confident in his ability.
Big gain for West Bloomfield on that first play is Jackson Carver, the 6'3" sophomore. Comes in for his first action at quarterback on that previous play. The second down and short for the Lakers, about 3 yards to go to get to line the game. There's Carver in the gun, 2 split out to the right for West Bloomfield, 1 short left in the boundary. Handoff, goes up the gut, gets to the 20, doesn't advance forward to the 19-yard line on the carry, but just enough to get close for Jamal Shakespeare.
And really, if the score wasn't what it is right now, with Shakespeare lining up in the backfield, would always line up and do a trick play, tossing it to him with his ability as a quarterback.
We're going to see him all over the place on this offense all season long. He'll play some quarterback, he'll play some running back, he'll play some wide receiver. Defensively, he'll be a D-back. He might end up at linebacker a little bit. Very versatile player for Zach Hilbers and company. As he'll take the ball again. Shakespeare will get to the line to gain there and move the chains for West Bloomfield on 3rd down.
Yeah, looks like jumping over the pile to pick up the first down right there. Just a phenomenal run right there. Knowing he's going to take a pretty nice hit right there going over him, but knowing that's where he's got to go to get the first down.
Not afraid of contact for the 5'11" junior. The bright future at West Bloomfield High School. Hey, you come up to this varsity squad as a sophomore, you've got a big future in the green and white. We saw that from Rick Nance. We saw that in the past from guys like Dylan Tatum and Donovan Edwards. Jamal Shakespeare next in line for that. And perhaps right next to him, Jackson Carver, the quarterback. Out of the gun, handoff, sweep to the right, to the 20, to the 15, to the 5, to the house. Touchdown, Obi Duru.
I mean, just a phenomenal run right there. Exactly what we were saying after his last carry. Oh, no, just picking up additional yardage with each carry and just a phenomenal run right there.
Looked like 22. Indeed, it was 88. Devin James on the rush.
Yeah, just picked up
and
that
on in at the 10, perhaps out of bounds. They go in. There's a flag on the field, as you see there on your screen. So that touchdown coming back. Unfortunately, the senior James not going to get in the end zone. The penalty takes that away.
Yeah, you can hear the Swamp and the Lakers faithful chiming in with their opinion in the background. Killing that touchdown right there and a phenomenal run right there for James.
Yeah, able to shed a block, able to thread the needle on that sideline. Instead, it's going to move West Bloomfield back to the Chippewa Valley 28-yard line. With the whistle, play is active. Carver out of the gun again, with Shakespeare in the backfield alongside him. Hand off to Shakespeare. He'll scamper up the middle, get a few yards and more. Bunch of Chippewa Valley Big Reds will take him down with a short gain.
Yeah, just a very good job right there again, getting the available yardage. That's what has stood out tonight with Shakespeare and Josh Tate's running. So they're not necessarily going to go for those flashy runs if they're not there. There's not a lot of daylight there. They will take the 5 or 6 yards that you are giving them.
At this point in the game, just trying to get those young guys involved. Big teaching moments. We're going to run our sets. We don't need to get first downs necessarily here up 35. Still plenty for the Swamp to cheer about tonight. You saw them there. Carver out of the shotgun. 2 split right, 1 to the left. 9:08 and ticking to play in this ball game. Thomas will get it. He'll get inside the 15 on the sweep, get up to about the 14-yard line. Devin James, my apology. Another short gain for him, but he's been exciting so far. Got that speed, but not afraid to slow it down. Agile and makes room with that space to get those extra yards. He's finally pulled down at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, almost finding a path to the end zone right there to make or to get revenge for that flag that called it back, but unfortunately not able to get.
About 7 yards to go on this third down for West Bloomfield, up 35 with 8.5 and ticking in this ball game against Chippewa Valley. One man in motion, it's James. He'll get a jet sweep again, outside, pulled by the jersey, shifts back left. Now he's got space, up the gut, down to the 10, still on his feet, and this time he gets it. Get your 6 points, young man. Touchdown, WB.
Looked like his jersey got ripped too. He was just refusing to go down, holding flag, holding my horse collar, ripping my jersey. Nothing was going to stop James from getting in the end zone right there and getting his touchdown. Just a phenomenal job right there to get in the end zone. Finding a way.
Slam on the brakes, go back the other direction. It's construction season, but no detours for Devin James, the senior. Gets paid her. And West Bloomfield's up 41. Justin Ward will come in for yet another PAT tonight. 88% on those extra points last season. Perfect so far in 2024. Good hold, good snap, good kick is through the uprights. 42-0 in favor of West Bloomfield as you see Justin Ward head back toward the sideline. Long line of Wards as kickers here at West Bloomfield High School. Jake Ward, his brother, had an excellent career on the field for West Bloomfield as a football player and as a soccer player, and now Justin Ward in his senior season hoping to follow that up and maybe end his career the way that his brother did with a state title back in 2020.
Right now with how this team is looking, they are definitely looking of a state caliber team.
But not having that rah-rah moment. Look, you're up 42, but they understand this is week 1. we're all about getting ourselves established here at the Swamp. We got to go on the road for 2 weeks against Birmingham Groves, the #1 team in the preseason coaching poll in the OAA White. Then you're back out on the road. Always a tough game when you're in northern Oakland County at Rochester Adams. So look, you can celebrate a win. You're going to have that 24-hour rule go into effect in about 8 minutes here. But while you're playing this game, you're going to be focused. These Lakers are focused with 8 minutes to play in this ball game. From dead center on the 40-yard line, whistled, and Justin Ward will kick this ball off. Line drive, going to go back into the end zone. Recovered just on the goal line. Here comes Chippewa Valley past the 15 to the 20 to the 25. On his feet in the 30 and down to the 35-yard line. A nice return for Nate King.
Very good job making several defenders miss, breaking tackles. And really, it's just unfortunate that he only gets to about the 35 despite all that effort.
Nonetheless, pretty good starting position for Chippewa Valley coming out of their end zone. That line drive looked like it could land about 3-4 yards in the end zone. Ended up landing maybe a foot from the goal line, and really did a great job to take that out to the 36 and set up excellent field position just about 3-4 yards shy of that right hash for the Chippewa Valley Big Reds. Clock is ticking, 7:15 and counting to go in this ball game. West Bloomfield 42, the Big Reds 0. Alston on the gun, quick pass out to the right side, the 39, and ball is loose just before the sidelines and recovered by West Bloomfield. As that goes to Will Jones-Terrell.
I mean, just another forced fumble for this Lakers secondary. We saw one earlier when they got the helmet on the football. That one right there, we see him just get his arms on the football as he's going to wrap him up, and he just rips it right from him.
That's close, too. That was right at the sideline as Jones-Terrell was being spun around. But ultimately able to rip that football away with Will Jones-Terrell inbounds. Now West Bloomfield going to get another opportunity. Instead, they're going to call that a penalty. Actually, Chippewa Valley going to keep the football at the 44-yard line on second down. So it'll be 2nd and 3 for Chippewa Valley. Alston out of the gun, delayed handoff. Lakers all over that one, taken down at the 40-yard line as Kari Chandler goes backwards.
Yeah, phenomenal job right there by Joel Evans right there, getting a hand on him and just not letting him go anywhere. Just dragging him down to the ground for a huge tackle loss to set up 3rd and long.
We think he was brought down by Joel Evans.
About halfway through this 4th quarter, Chippewa Valley yet to get on the scoreboard tonight. Only one red zone opportunity for the Big Reds at West Bloomfield High School. 3rd down and long for Chippewa Valley after the loss. Alston looking up the middle. That is deflected at the line. Great stop by the Laker defensive line. Will set up 4th down.
Once again, a defensive lineman finding a way to get the hand on the ball. And just really a testament to this defensive line coaching that they have the instincts and IQ. We're not going to get to the passer. They get their hands up in the passing lanes and bat it down to force a punt.
Punt team will come out for Chippewa Valley on the right hash at the 40-yard line. West Bloomfield will have another offensive opportunity with about 5 minutes left in the first ball game of the season. Punt traveling back to the 20-yard line, recovered by West Bloomfield, shifting at the 25, getting outside and nails to the ground at the 26.
Yeah, a really good tackle right there by Jaden Brown because it looked like there was just the slightest bit of daylight right there to the right. If he doesn't make that tackle, he might be off to the races right there.
On the kick return for West Bloomfield, Bryce Tillman-Jones, the 5'10 sophomore. Also plays a little bit of defensive back. Maybe we'll see him a little bit later on in this ball game with the Lakers up 42. But for now, the offense coming back out on the field, led by Jackson Carver, their 3rd string quarterback, an impressive season in the JV squad in 2023. Now gets his chance on the varsity team. Couple substitutions for the Lakers as Devin James comes back out on the field. DeAndre Williams as well making his way out to the left side. 2 split out wide left for West Bloomfield, 1 out to the right, 2 in the backfield for Lakers with 4:15 and ticking left in this contest. Shotgun snap goes over the head of Carver, down to the 10-yard line. Lakers will dive on it, and they'll keep that ball at the 7-yard line. They'll recover it, but that is a big mistake for West Bloomfield.
High snap's a reoccurring theme for tonight. It's about the 6th one tonight, and I believe the 3rd to go over quarterback's head. Thankfully, West Bloomfield's up 42-0, so it won't really matter that much right now, but the type of stuff you want to clean up, even if backups are in.
Don't want to be marching toward your own end zone. Safety very much in the cards with that bad snap. Could become a problem. That snap on time. Handoff up the middle to the 10-yard line. Pushing forward to the 15 and up to the 17. There's a nice gainer for West Bloomfield as Duru again takes the football.
Yeah, a very, very impressive run right there for Duru. Looked like he was going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage, but shrugs off 2 tackles and carries about 2 or 3 more Chippewa Valley players for another 4 or 5 yards.
Really nice game tonight for Obi Duru, coming in his first varsity action in 2024. A lot of company there in the backfield for him this season with Jamal Shakespeare, with Josh Tate, who's got 2 touchdowns tonight. We'll see a little Vegas Say throughout the season too. Later on this season, Brody Pecor will also be back. Injured and out until about mid-season after having labrum surgery after the 2023 baseball season. Up 42 with 2:40 and ticking left in this contest. 2 split out to either side for West Bloomfield. Handoff off the middle to the 20-yard line, pass to the 22 for Derby.
Yeah, right there, you just know that the Lakers aren't going to force the ball downfield. They're just going to hand the ball off to Duru, see what he can do in open space, and just still right there, even though they know they're running, he finds a way to pick up a handful of yards.
Good couple of blocks inside for the Lakers by guys like Caleb Parnell to open up that gap. Give a little bit of an opportunity for Derby to make some gainers there. Now, he ended up putting his shoulder down. He added a little bit of afterburners, got a few extra yards, and still a nice stop by Chippewa Valley getting involved on that tackle.
Yeah, Duru really showing that he is a physical runner. And that's something that will definitely help coaches want to give him the ball late in the season.
Timeout on the field for West Bloomfield, up 42-0. Lots to talk about this week with head coach Zach Hilbers on This Week in Laker Football. An impressive start, an emphatic game, a shutout so far with $1:49 to go. Lakers up 42-0. And a tough OAA schedule ahead that begins next week on the road at Birmingham Groves. A couple of road games for the Lakers before they come back for homecoming on September 20th against the defending champs, another team that they blew out last season late in the game against Southfield A&T. Go on the road again against Clarkston to end September. A couple games at home against Northern Oakland County OAA Red Foes and Lake Orion and Oxford, before a couple more on the road to end the season at Birmingham Seaholm and at Roseville.
You know they definitely have that Southfield A&T game circled with how that playoff game ended last year.
Always going to be circled. Some big changes there for Southfield A&T, but a lot of relationships between their players and West Bloomfield's players over the years that has persisted throughout the generations. Lakers will punt this ball away with $1:49 to go in this contest. Up 42-0. It's a short kick to the 41. Bounces to the 45 and just past midfield. Down just about a foot shy of the 48-yard line, where Chippewa Valley will begin this drive deep in their territory toward the midfield line. So Big Reds got an opportunity here with 1:33 to go. Running clock, they've got their timeouts. They can use them to try to get some points on the board, prevent a shutout, and set the tone for game number 2 and beyond as they'll head out to St. Clair Shores Lakeview next week. The Mac White crossover for them before they begin their divisional schedule. Sterling Heights Stevenson, a couple of road games at Romeo and Macomb, Dakota, before they've got that home game against Utica Eisenhower. And then later on in the season, they'll rally the Valley at home against Warren de La Salle, their next out-of-conference game beyond that Mac White matchup. little bit of a high snap and a handoff up to the 50-yard line. That's going to be about it for Chippewa Valley. And Zayden fell.
Yeah, they will likely just have to run one more play right here, so I wouldn't be surprised if they just opt to knee it.
It's Jeremiah Brown with the carry there. The junior, 5'10", 210-pound running back and linebacker in the white and red uniforms for Chippewa Valley. As you said, Matt, likely about one more play to go with 30 seconds and ticking in the fourth. West Bloomfield up 42-0. Snap, handoff again, right back to the line of scrimmage and going backwards. A little bit of extra oomph on that one knocks Chippewa Valley back to their 43-yard line with 15 seconds left. That likely will spell the end of this one, Matt, as we tick down the final 10 seconds at West Bloomfield High School, and an absolute emphatic opening to 2024. As the fans cheer and the Lakers make their way to the sideline on Family Fun Night to line up and shake hands after a opening night shutout, 42-0 for West Bloomfield High School over the Chippewa Valley Big Reds. And Matt, what a way to start this season for WB.
Yeah, I mean, really just a perfect start to the season. Nobody, and I mean really nobody, expected a 42-0 win tonight. Chippewa Valley never loses like this. I can't remember the last time they lost a game by a number like this. So just a huge start to the season for West Bloomfield, and really putting the rest of the state on notice with a win like this.
Tonight, balanced on the offensive side. Really run heavy to start, but got the passing game involved later on. Got some young guys some opportunities. We could see three quarterbacks from this team throughout the year. We saw all three tonight in Bo Jackson, Jamal Shakespeare, and Jackson Carver for West Bloomfield. As you see, a great tradition continue here of sportsmanship. Teams shaking hands after a lopsided game in favor of West Bloomfield. Zach Hilber's on the outside there. The head coach congratulating these players on a good start and wishing them well as they head on to the rest of their season out of the MAC Red. West Bloomfield in the OAA Red Division, starting off their season with a big victory. You want to set the tone early, Matt, especially with a tough schedule. All 9 opponents for the Lakers were playoff teams in 2023. 4 of those 9 teams won at least 3 of their playoff games, and 2 of those teams made it deep in those playoff runs, including Southfield A&T, the eventual champions. But this was a fantastic showing for the Lakers in all 3 phases tonight.
Yeah, I mean, really from start to finish, they dominated this game. And that last play, even with the backups in, it being 42-0, them knowing that, you know, they're just going to hand it off and it's going to be the last play of the game, you still saw that intensity from every member of the West Bloomfield Lakers tonight, and that's something that will pay dividends later on in the season.
It didn't really seem like they took any plays off tonight. That is what really counts for the West Bloomfield Lakers tonight, getting those young guys involved and making it clear to them. We play 48 minutes every single Friday night, this time around Thursday night, but we're going to be doing that every single week. We want to go undefeated this season and come into the playoffs with home field advantage and a great opportunity to go back to the state semifinal, cross that plane, and head toward Ford Field. Plenty more to discuss on this big Laker victory tonight to start the season at the Swamp. The Lakers 42, Chippewa Valley 0. We'll have more on your Laker postgame show coming up next on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Follow us on Twitter at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Inside your brain is the control center for how you think, talk, learn, and remember. 10 tips to keep it healthy. Get moving. Read a book. Reduce stress. Sleep well. Eat healthy. Quit smoking. Manage your blood pressure. Challenge your mind. Wear a helmet. Stay social. Be mindful of brain health now to help prevent things like dementia later. Learn more at michigan.gov/mybrainhealth.
1 in 4 Michigan homes has high levels of radon, a naturally occurring radioactive gas known to cause lung cancer. It doesn't matter where you live or what type of home you have. You won't even know it's there unless you test. So don't wait. Testing is cheap and easy. And if there's a problem, it's simple to fix. Visit michigan.gov/radon to learn more.
We took action. Will you?
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's a white people thing. You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
Looking for a score, a schedule, a story? MHSAA.com has you covered. Our newly redesigned website has everything you need to follow high school sports in Michigan. And it's optimized for mobile use. Fans can submit scores on a Friday night, check playoff pairings and game times, or read about the student athletes from your community. Your first stop is MHSAA.com. Connect with us online and get everything you need all in one place.
Welcome back to the Laker postgame show on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. The Lakers coming out with a shutout on night number 1, 42-0 victory over the Chippewa Valley Big Reds. And Matt, we saw the stars shine tonight, but we saw some of those younger guys come up and get big opportunities to make big plays. Obi Duru was one of those guys that was really impressive for the Lakers this evening.
Yeah, really. You knew once they got up big in the first half that in the second half they were going to probably get a lot of those younger guys in. And that's exactly what we saw with Duru in the second half, them kind of feed him the ball. And what I enjoyed the most was in the second half just watching him get better and better with each carry. And the intensity remained the same, or not even necessarily remained the same. He ran harder with each carry that he received.
It's tough, too, to come out and know you're going to have a 2-quarterback system. It's not a competition. There will be multiple quarterbacks in these offensive sets all throughout the season, but the Lakers were really able to show poise despite the different leadership throughout that game. Bouncing between Bo Jackson, who got most of the snaps at quarterback, and Jamal Shakespeare with a little bit of Jackson Carver peppered in there as well. That's got to be an impressive point for Ken Rise in this offense going forward, to see that execution from whoever was behind center.
Yeah, it's almost like the old Patriots cliche saying, the do your job, next man up sort of deal, whereas they know that their quarterbacks all have different strengths, more so Shakespeare and Bo Jackson. So whereas both of them don't necessarily feel slighted or some type of way either way, if the other gets put in a situation where they know that the other's better suited for that.
There's a lot of guys on this team that can make plays for West Bloomfield. Everybody's got to eat. Elijah Durham got a touchdown tonight. We saw a few big plays from Cameron Flowers, but we only really scratched the surface, Matt, on what this team can do in 2024, because they got so much talent. They had prolific seasons in 2023, and really it was the guys kind of down the line below them necessarily in 2023 that stepped up tonight.
Yeah, and really a huge thing about tonight is, like you said, those guys lower down on the depth chart are not necessarily the playmakers you'd expect to make the plays, showed up and made the plays. And that's huge in another sense for as with how dominant the run game looked. When other teams see that on film going forward, they're going to be more drawn towards stopping the run for this West Bloomfield team, which in turn just opens up the play-action game and the passing game for Durham.
As you saw the Lakers there in their post-game scrum, every game, it's a tradition at West Bloomfield High School, whether they're home or away, they're going to go to their end zone that they defend at the beginning of the game. A little bit beyond that, come together as a team and talk it over. What was good? What was bad? Hey, look, we're going to celebrate the win, but here's what our focal point's going to be from week number 1 going into week number 2. Here's what we want to work on. Here's what we want to take from this game. Think about that over your long weekend, Boys, and come back stronger in week number 2, because it doesn't get easier from here. It gets massively harder every single week to win football games in Division I in the MHSAA, especially when you are the West Bloomfield Lakers. No longer the hunters, you are the hunted in the state of Michigan. Everyone's got your game circled, and so they're going to be talking about that tonight. They came out and they executed. They showed that if they play fundamental Laker football, they're going to win 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, really tonight what's showing through more than anything is they did not, I can't really think of any mistakes aside from 1 or 2 bad snaps. If they go in week and week out and their mistakes are just limited to a handful of bad snaps, Hilbers will be a very happy coach, and I'm sure the players would agree that he'd be much nicer to get along with than if that's the only mistakes they're making.
As he claps his team in and says, hey, captains, break it down for us as we finish off game number 1. You see Jamal Shakespeare's helmet in the middle there, the team captain for the Lakers, breaking it down for West Bloomfield tonight. Zach Hilbers brings in young guys like Brody Pecor. He's not in pads. You see him middle of your screen in number 5, injured, but really been focused on the leadership position off the field and getting involved there, talking to his buddy Elijah Durham and head coach Zach Hilbers. As they'll shake hands with their staff, head back off the field and head toward the locker room with a massive victory in week number 1 at West Bloomfield High School. Matt, this is what you want. You want to be smiling heading into Labor Day weekend after that first week if you're West Bloomfield. And tonight, nothing but reasons to smile.
Yeah, really, if you're a member of this West Bloomfield team, I wouldn't be surprised if they have a smile going through the entire weekend, and if they come back to school on Monday and they still have a smile on their face. 42-0 against a team of this caliber, you don't see it that often, and it's something that, like you mentioned, the 24-hour rule, but these 24 hours, they should have their heads raised fairly high.
An impressive win for West Bloomfield. They're going to come back in the next week, a shorter week with Labor Day weekend, no school on Monday. They're going to have a game on Friday, so about the same amount of time to prepare for this game as they had this week in that final preparation. But now they got the jitters out. They got those early season mistakes out, and that's going to be critical for them too, Matt, because you've got to get that excitement out of the way in order to get back to playing just a regular week-long schedule. And for West Bloomfield, tough game coming up against Birmingham Groves next week. They're the number 1 team in the OAA White Division. They got plenty of talent there, especially in the trenches with Avery Gatch. That's going to be a very tough matchup for WB.
Yeah, and again, it's very fortunate once again, like Hilbert said, the strength of this team is the trenches. So when you're playing a player like Avery Gatch, you're very happy that your offensive line is going to be the strength of your team. So it's going to be interesting to see how they prepare for him, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see them lean more on Josh Tate again next week.
Yeah, I mean, they got weapons in this offensive game on the running, on the ground. They were able to have their way with Chippewa Valley tonight and move the football up the field, sustain some drives, and then later on in the game, Matt, get that game involved in the air. That long pass to Elijah Durham, sort of marching up the field, using Durham on those 7 routes, getting into the interior of the field. And now the Lakers were starting to see what they can kind of do when they have their offense and they have their options to move forward. And they're going to be a versatile offense.
Yeah, and that was really especially the nice part to jumping out to a lead so early tonight. It allowed them to kind of, work through those growing pains, and in the second half, with you're saying with those 7 routes with Durham, kind of get Durham and Bo Jackson into sort of a groove and start building that chemistry, because that's going to be important later on in the season.
A lot of impressive performances tonight. No more impressive than that with Josh Tate. We have Kevin McIntosh from our team on the field with tonight's star of the game.
I'm here with Josh Tate, senior West Bloomfield Lakers football team. Got the first W of the season today. How's it feel?
It feels great. No better feeling than coming out here going 1-0.
So, what do you feel like was the key factors for the outcome of the game today?
My O-line, and the defense, they put up a donut today. So, shout out to both of them, but a big thanks to the O-line. I wouldn't be nowhere without them.
2 touchdowns today. If I'm not mistaken, that matched your touchdowns from last season. How does it feel to already have that good momentum right now?
It's just like it's a great feeling. Because I know what I can do. I know what I'm supposed to do. I knew I could always do things like this. So it just feels great knowing I can just come out here and do what I can do at my best ability.
What's your biggest takeaways from the win today?
My biggest takeaway is we got a great O-line and a great defense. So we are forced to be reckoned with.
Do you think that scoreboard made any difference in today's game?
Hey, it looked nice. It looked great. But just having things like this in the community helping us out with the scoreboard is beautiful.
Last thing, since you spoke on the community, just talk about how important it is to have the West Bloomfield community out supporting and watching the game.
Oh man, it's great having all the little kids, giving all the little kids high fives. You know, it's like it make you feel like you appreciate it. You know, so yeah, it just feels great.
Once again, Josh Tate, running back senior, West Bloomfield Lakers football team, getting a W today against Chippewa Valley. Thank you again.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Look at those big smiles from Josh Tate. So excited to have that performance as he opens up the 2024 season, matches that touchdown total, the focal point in that running game. And man, you want to see your seniors come out with a strong performance. That is a strong performance from a senior. That sets the entire benchmark for that rushing game and all of these upperclassmen in 24.
Yeah, and very selfless right there. You hear him almost immediately give all the credit to the offensive line and his defense, which he makes a tremendous point. Defense puts up a donut today. Hard to lose a game when your defense gives up 0 points. And it's just phenomenal that the trio that the Lakers can have going together, the offensive line, the running back with immense ability, and the defense to really take away the run game for the opposing team.
Yeah, we got to give that defense their flowers, set the bar from the beginning with a pick six to open things up, and ultimately they were the catalyst of this 42-0 victory at West Bloomfield High School. Want to thank you for tuning in to live Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. A massive effort from our team. Want to thank the entire crew for their all-day efforts to make this happen. And we encourage you to tune in next week as we head over to Birmingham Groves. For our entire team at Civic Center TV, I'm Tyler Kieft alongside Matt Catoni. Thanks for watching and listening to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.